Brought to you by Low and Brow. When you want the taste of a truly great beer, there's really only one. Tonight, let it be Low and Brow. By Gillette, makers of Good News, the world's #1 disposable razor. By ITT, which believes the best ideas are the ideas that help people. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? A fall evening in Michigan and a capacity crowd at Tiger Stadium in Detroit as we await the start of Game 3 of the 1984 World Series. Hi, everybody. I'm Vin Scully, along with Joe Garagiola. Interesting pattern has developed. The Tigers in their postseason games have jumped out in the front. And for San Diego, in each of their postseason games, they have been behind. Does it tell you anything about the ball clubs?
Well, the obvious it tells you is, like Sparky says, you better get these Padres very, very early because the middle relief is very strong. And as far as the Tigers, it means they come right out of the box in a hurry. They come right at you.
Sparky didn't have a chance to use his middlemen during the end of the year very much and didn't get them until the second game of the World Series. But now he's caught up, so both clubs are about ready.
And remember that they have not used the goose as far as the Padres are concerned.
Which has to be one of the big shocks of the series thus far.
Well, that just shows you how strong that middle relief has been.
And apparently a bad hop will not figure in the game tonight, but then again, you better not take anything for granted.
Anything can happen. I don't care how soft the infield is, although it looks great.
Well, let's meet the players on both ball clubs, and for that introduction, we'll go to our public address announcer here at Tiger Stadium, John Bell.
At this time, we'd like to introduce the participants in the 1984 World Series. First, the San Diego Padres. Trainer Dick Dent. Equipment manager Ray Peralta. The coaching staff, Deacon Jones. Ozzie Virgil. Harry Dunlop. Jack Kroll. And in the bullpen, Norm Sherry. Now introducing tonight's non-starters. Infielder Luis Salazar. Infielder Tim Flannery. Infielder Mario Ramirez. Catcher Bruce Bochy. Outfielder Kevin McReynolds. Outfielder Champ Summers. Pitcher Eric Schau. Pitcher Ed Whitson. Pitcher Luis De Leon. Pitcher Craig Lefferts. Pitcher Mark Thurman. Pitcher Andy Hawkins. Outfielder Ron Renicky. Pitcher Greg Harris. Pitcher Dave Drabecki. Pitcher Greg Booker. Pitcher Rich Gossig. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the National League champion San Diego Padres. First, the manager, number 23, Dick Williams. He is only the 4th player in National League history to steal 5 bases in one game. The leadoff batter, playing second base, number 2, Alan Wiggins. He led the major leagues with 69 multiple hit games in 1984. Batting second, the right fielder, number 19, Tony Gwynn. He enters tonight with a lifetime .330 average in World Series play. Hitting third, the first baseman, number 6, Steve Garvey. In August, he became only the 8th major leaguer in history to homer in 6 straight games. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 9, Greg Nettles. He hit over .300 the final month of the season. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 16, Terry Kennedy. He hit the 3-run homer that won game number 2 for San Diego. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 7, Kurt Bavacqua. He had a stretch of at least 1 RBI in 8 straight games. Batting 7th, the left fielder, number 14, Carmelo Martinez. A .348 hitter in postseason play. Batting 8th, the shortstop, number 1, Gary Templeton. He had 7 multiple RBI games as a reserve during 1984. Batting 9th, the center fielder, number 20, Bobby Brown. And warming up in the bullpen, he was the winning pitcher in San Diego's division-clinching game September 20th. The starting pitcher, number 48, Tim Lawler. And now the 1984 American League champion Detroit Tigers. Trainer Bill Beam. Trainer Pio DeSalvo. Equipment manager Jim Schmeichel. The coaches Gates Brown, Billy Consolo, Alex Gramus, Dick Tracewski. And in the bullpen, Roger Craig. And tonight's non-starters, infielder Doug Baker. Infielder Dave Bergman. Outfielder Rusty Kuntz. Infielder Tom Brookins. Pitcher Bill Shearer. Pitcher Dave Rozema. Infielder Howard Johnson. Pitcher Willie Hernandez. Pitcher Aurelio Lopez. Outfielder John Grubb. Outfielder Rupert Jones. Pitcher Doug Baer. Pitcher Sid Manji. Pitcher Juan Berenguer. Pitcher Dan Petrie. Pitcher Jack Morris. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the American League champion Detroit Tigers. First, the manager, number 11, Sparky Anderson. He doubled in his first World Series at-bat. The leadoff hitter, playing second base, number 1, Lou Whitaker. He drove in a run in his first World Series at-bat. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 3, Alan Trammell. The most valuable player of the American League Championship Series, hitting third and playing right field, number 23, Kirk Gibson. He hit a personal high 33 home runs this year. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 13, Lance Parrish. His home run provided the winning margin in game number 1. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 31, Larry Herndon. He proved his versatility by playing 7 different positions for the Tigers this year. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 27, Barbaro Garbey. He has averaged 21 home runs in 3 seasons in Detroit. Hitting seventh, the center fielder, number 34, Chet Lemon. He batted in the American League Championship Series this year. Batting 8th, the first baseman, number 41, Darrell Evans. He drove in the winning run in Detroit's pennant-clinching victory. Batting 9th, the third baseman, number 8, Marty Castillo. And warming up in the bullpen, he made his major league debut against these same San Diego Padres in 1970. Tonight's starting pitcher, number 39, Milt Wilcox. Ladies and gentlemen, the participants in the 1984 World Series. The colors are being presented by a joint U.S.-Canadian Armed Forces color guard. At this time, we ask you to rise to honor America as a Detroit native, member of the Metropolitan Opera Company of New York, and a former minor league pitcher, Mr. Era Berberian, sings our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, all the fuss and the feathers, all the pomp and circumstances are over with. The players lining up on the foul lines and kind of pawing at the dirt like nervous thoroughbreds. And we are to that moment. We'll be back with the starting lineups and get this one underway right after this. At Tiger Stadium is the weather. It really feels more like a spring night, the beginning of something, rather than a fall night, the end of summer. And maybe in a sense we have just begun, each team having won one as the Tigers take the field, and Milt Wilcox getting things ready on the mound. Joe, what's in your scouting report on Milt?
Well, he's got he throws a cut fastball, Vin. He holds a little bit off center. It looks like a slider when it comes up there. He's got two good curveballs. I mean by that, he throws a slow curveball, a big breaker, and then he's got one that'll really bite. He's got the split finger fastball that everybody on the Tiger pitching staff has. He'll throw plenty of those. Roger Craig just simply talked him out of his slider. He used to throw a slider, but it got him in trouble. He said, forget about it, let's try the split finger. He tried it, and he liked it, and he's a good fielder, probably second on the ball club to Morris.
Base running has been so important in the early going in the series, and there was a feeling, I believe, on the San Diego Ball Club that they could run against Wilcox. But more and more, as they studied him, they find out that he has improved his move considerably. Bruce Fremming in shirt sleeves will give you an idea how warm it is, and you have some numbers to back up that.
Well, with the 9 attempts, 5 of them were caught. Lance Parrish is really throwing well, and Roger Craig said his move is above average. But let's look for some more pitch outs tonight, because Wiggins is going to come out running. They're not going to change their game pattern, and Sparky's not going to change his.
The first ball ceremony taken place, and it was honored to John Fetzer, the sole owner of the Tigers until he sold the ball club to Tom Monahan a year ago. The 83-year-old Mr. Fetzer, a radio pioneer, recognized as one of baseball's true statesmen. There he is right there. So our heartiest congratulations to him, wearing that blue bonnet.
Is Happy Chandler,
right.
Former commissioner, and Commissioner Peter Uberroth in front of him. See that big K for Kentucky. Albert Happy Chandler. He's always good for a laugh.
He's a wonder, a Hall of Famer, and rightly so. While we have a moment, we might tell you about Tiger Stadium, which is one of the oldest ballparks. They've been playing baseball on this site since 1900. It was Navin Field and Bennett Park, and it was also Briggs Stadium. And in 1961 officially became Tiger Stadium. It's 340 down the left field line, 365 to left center, but it has the deepest center field, 440. Yankee Stadium is 417 to center field and 430 to left center. So 440 in center, it's an airport. And then it falls back to 325 down the right field line.
They will play in once again for Wiggins, and the grass here, it's no higher than ordinary. And I say that because in talking to their head groundskeeper here, Frank Fenwick, Frank says that it's 1.5 inches high, and it's just a little higher in July and August when it's hot. But he said there's nothing abnormal about it, and we're ready to go.
And look where Marty Castillo is, trying to put a chokehold on Alan Wiggins. Wiggins has been quoted as saying, "It doesn't bother me. I'll just bunt to the shortstop." And if you have a memory, you might go back to the 1976 World Series when Sparky managed against the Yankees. He did the same thing against Mickey Rivers, and Rivers froze.
There's a sign out in left center field. It's distracting Wiggins, and I think that's what he's complaining about.
The one directly behind Lemon, you saw Chet, that white slash out there in left center field. That's the problem, and here we go. 0-1.
Pena said it doesn't bother him, but he's thinking about it. He says, I may try to hit one that way to stop all this, and if I do drag it, I'll drag it between the pitcher and first base.
Well, that's the guilty sign. 1 ball and no strikes. That's it there. 1-1. Before '84, Wilcox was notorious for midseason injuries. He pitched through this year despite a painful shoulder, cortisone shots. He also took DMSO. He owns horses, and it works on horses. He hoped it would work on him, and that's it fair. Over third and down the line. Over to get it is Herndon, and he doesn't come up with it. And into second base goes Alan Wiggins.
He said before the game, I'm going to try to slash one by him, so it didn't take him long to do that, and he had 2 base hit on his mind the minute he hit it.
So the Tigers are burned. And Herndon tried to backhand the ball in the bullpen and couldn't do it. Watch this. Can right out of the glove. However, with Wiggins' speed, giving him a double anyway. Anytime Wiggins gets aboard now, he has scored 75% of the time. So he's in scoring position already as you take another look. Tony Gwynn trying to pick him up with Steve Garvey to follow. Big bouncer to Wilcox, a bluff to second and a throw to first. Good play.
Not only a good play, great composure when he forced him to really go back. He knew that he was going to take a good look at Wiggins and make sure that he doesn't go to third base. Watch what he does. He's ready to field his position. He says, hey, I'm going to make sure. I'll even fake him back. And he's got an easy out.
Oh, a fine play by Milt Wilcox. 1 away. Wiggins holding at second, and the batter is Steve Garvey. Just the start of the ball game, so pull up a chair and stay with us. Game 3. So Garvey trying to pick up Wiggins. Ball 1, 1-0. The Padres would appear to be very loose. There's always a running gag between Garvey and Terry Kennedy. Terry Kennedy said Garvey wanted to get a date with Mary Lou Retton, but she wouldn't go out with him because he's too short. So they're always picking on him. 1-1. And the big scene here yesterday, when the Padres were working out, Kurt Bavacqua was the last man on the field. When he went to take batting practice, the entire Padre team came to the infield and gave him a wave. Wiggins to third, and a hit-and-run foul ball. Wiggins had a great jump. Garvey trying to drive it and fouled it off to the right. Wiggins, remember, in the low minors stole as many as 120.
Usually when you run from second base, you're asking permission from the third base coach with the sign where you say, I think I can steal it. And it also tells the coach that you're about 80% sure, because you certainly don't want to get thrown out because you are in scoring position. Wiggins had, I'm sure, more than an 80% chance to steal it. He had that base stolen.
He sure did. 1-2 the count to Steve Garvey. Whitaker trying to bird dog Wiggins at second base. And that takes care of Garvey. Wilcox high this year in strikeouts. He had 8 against Toronto. So he can bring it. And here now is Greg Nettles. So Wiggins doubles. Gwynn hits a comebacker. Garvey strikes out. And Nettles trying to pick him up. They've been pitching Nettles very carefully. With 20 home runs, it figures, and he's walked 3 times, and there's a short porch here. 4-1. And of course, Greg has come here many, many times wearing the pinstripes. Top of the first inning, 2 down. Alan Wiggins opened up with a double, and he's still there. So the Padres are trying to grasp the initiative. They haven't been able to do it yet in postseason play. Remember, they have trailed in all of their games, just as the Tigers have led in all of theirs. And here was a chance to break the pattern. 2-0. Big change curveball. What a big jug that is.
With our center field shots, you'll get a pretty good idea of most of the pitches. When you see Lance Parrish on the outside part of the plate, 9 out of 10 times it'll be the fastball. Inside it'll be that big breaking curveball. You'll see him move.
That's a rainbow. Fastball. And he missed with it, so that's the 4th walk that Nettles has received. They're really giving him the silk glove treatment.
Yes, they are.
And the batter is another left-hand hitter as Sparky looks on, Terry Kennedy. Dick Williams hoping to see his ball club get out in front for the first time. That's Deacon Jones sitting in front of him.
Young man behind him was Kevin McReynolds, and what a class act. He has not once moaned, and what a terrible break he got.
Yeah, you're right.
Not being able to play in this series.
A change curve outside, ball 1. 2 down, first inning. Wiggins doubled. 2 outs later, Nettles walked. And here's Kennedy. Kennedy picked up those 2 RBIs, you remember, on an extra base hit into the right field corner in San Diego. 1-0. Fouled away. The Tigers behind Wilcox, Evans, Whitaker, Trammell, Castillo, Herndon, Lemon, and Gibson. And on the base paths, Alan Wiggins at second, Greg Nettles at first. 2 out, just the start of something. On deck is the man of the series thus far, Kurt Bavacqua. And his flying machine. 1-1. Wiggins and Nettles taking their leads. Off speed, roll down to Whitaker. Nice easy hop, and that's that. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and at the end of half an inning, Padres nothing. Here come the Tigers. 6'3", 195-pounder. He's had his share of arm troubles, and we'll get into that. But first, let's check Joe's scouting report.
He's pretty much a hard thrower, would be the best way to say it, Ben. Fastball or slider, 90% would be one of the two. An occasional curve. The key to Lawler is his slider. If he loses that and it's not working for him, he becomes a one-pitch pitcher. And he'll have a high number of pitches made. I mean, 90 in the 7th inning would be nothing for him. And Norm Sherry simply says there's no in-between. He's either hittable or he's unhittable.
He is averaging 5 walks a game this year, which is pretty high. In fact, only 2 other pitchers in the National League were a little higher, Bruce Bereni and Craig McMurtry of Atlanta. And of course, Lawler must throw strikes. We were talking about his arm troubles. In 1982, he won 10 of his first 12 decisions, and then he had a circulatory problem. He lost the feeling in the index and middle finger of his left hand.
He had a bad elbow, and he hit the skids, and he's been pitching in a great deal of pain, somewhat like Milt Wilcox.
You'd almost be tempted if you were catching to holler out to him, watch the first ball, because at home, Whitaker's known to jump on it, pop one in the seats. You got to be a little careful.
And he has led off both games with a hit, and this time, first ball swinging, a pop fly to Tony Gwynn. So they get him. By the way, it's pretty tough to get Detroit in the first inning. They have scored in 4 of the last 5 games in the first inning. In fact, putting a stopwatch to the game against Ed Whitson, from Whitson's first pitch, the Tigers scored a run in 1 minute and 55 seconds. I mean, they come out of the chute snarling. Now, here's Trammell. Strike. Allen, a great player, and those would be the words of Sparky Anderson. He had .314. He had 14 home runs. He's their hottest hitter in the postseason. 1-1. Ball 2. Fastball that stayed up. Greg Nettles about even with the bag at third. You have Garvey, Wiggins, Templeton, and Nettles, Martinez, Brown, and Gwynn, and Kennedy behind the plate. Where the Padres stack up with the leather. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hard, good fastball.
That was a good one. He's got to keep the ball down. He'll start to flatten out, get the ball up, and that's when he heads for trouble.
He's a power pitcher. He struck out 12 in a game this year. Against Cincinnati, the end of July. He can throw hard, but he's also wild and is high. He walked 7 in a game that he lost, naturally. Just missed. Well, here is Kirk Gibson with Alan Trammell at first, held on by Steve Garvey. We were talking about the good moves that Wilcox had. We better check the scouting report on Lawler.
He's got a good move. You want some numbers? 19 tried it, 13 got caught.
The left-hander at the belt. And he's in there. Gibson 2 for 8. He had 27 home runs during the regular season. Little number slowly to second base. Wiggins flips to Garvey, and on the play, Trammell takes second base. So 2 down in the first inning and make way for Lance Parrish. No score. Bottom half of the first.
Even though it's the first inning, this is one of those situations where Kennedy is out there talking to him and simply saying, hey, look, got first base open. You want to go get him, you go get him, but be sure he hits your pitch. Don't be throwing up any room service jobs.
And he had better worry about Lance Parrish, who has hit about 40 points higher against left-hand pitching than against right-hand pitching. So with 2 down, Alan Trammell, who walked, is at second base. No score. 0-1.
He's going to have to widen his strike zone, I would think, Ben, to be able to hit the ball, because just watching where Kennedy's given the sign, they're not going to give him too much to hit unless it's a mistake.
And thinking about the on-deck hitter, it's Larry Herndon. So he's staying down 2-0.
Right now, there you see Herndon. Right now, you want to make sure that you don't give him a good ball to hit, because he's going to be cripple shooting right here, picking his pitch, looking for a particular pitch.
Parrish hit 30 home runs, 16 against right-handers. So he fattened up on lefties. 2-0. So he's not giving him a thing. Now, in this ballpark, wouldn't you think they might let him swing if he likes the location?
I'm almost sure he's hitting, and if I were catching right now, I'd make sure it was ball 4.
3-0, the counts to Lance Parrish, who looks like he is most anxious to pull the trigger. Oh, right down the pipe.
That doesn't necessarily mean he wanted to hit it. I mean, he may have been looking for the low inside pitch or a little bit out, wherever. You not only pick a pitch, you pick a spot. 3-0, you really got the pitcher down.
Boy, Sparky really eyeballing it. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Lance Parrish. Another fastball for ball 4. So in a sense, this is following a pattern of Lawler, a little wild. Williams has gone through it many, many times in sweating out the left-hander. And here's the hero of the first game coming up, Larry Herndon.
Here's another one of those watch the first pitch situations, too.
Herndon has hit 2 home runs in postseason play, and both against left-handers, Charlie Leibrandt, and then, of course, against Mark Thurmond in the series. So Lawler knows there's a handle with care label here. With Trammell at second, Parrish at first, 2 out in the first inning, no score. So he's either down or up, which is really wild. It's one thing to be wild in one spot, but he's been wild up and down. And he has walked Trammell and Parrish.
He can't get that ball up and stick around very long.
1-0 to Larry Herndon. Fouled away. Off to the right, out of play, carries upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now he has faced 4 batters. He's facing his 5th. He's not throwing any off-speed pitches at all. Everything's been
He
hard.
doesn't have much, does he?
He doesn't have any.
No. 1-1 to Larry Herndon. And if Lawler's going to make it, he's have to power his way out of the jam. Fastball. High drive to dead center. Going back is Bobby Brown. He's there because it's an airport. 440 to center field. And the Tigers lead 2. And at the end of an inning, the Padres nothing and the Tigers nothing. Bavacqua, Martinez, and Templeton coming up. Your nails. And finally, if you hang in there long enough, maybe you get a little goal. Bavacqua is the DH, and of course there was considerable discussion about whether Tim Lawler would be the DH. Lawler has hit 3 home runs this year to Bavacqua's 1. In fact, Bavacqua and Summers together have 2 home runs, and Lawler has 3. Lawler was an All-American DH at the University of Arkansas, but Bavacqua's had the hot hand, and he's playing. Second inning, no score. Right. Of course, one thing, if Lawler was allowed to hit and they batted for him, they would really be in trouble.
It would just stop some maneuverability, and of course Dick Williams doesn't want to do that.
0-1 the count. And line, but right at Whitaker.
I tell you, he's got a hot hand. Everything he hits is scorcher. He hit that ball very hard right at him.
So Bavacqua hits a BB right at Lou Whitaker, 1 down, and Carmelo Martinez coming up. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
And Channel 4, KNBC, Los Angeles.
Carmelo Martinez hit .250 during the regular year with 13 home runs. Ball 1. Postseason, he has really been struggling, and he has struck out 8 times in 7 games.
He's been chasing a high fastball. It's not a strike. High and in.
1-0. There's that big rainbow curve in the dirt. 2 balls and no strike.
What they've been able to do to the youngster is just classic. They've been starting the fastball in the inside corner. He misses it, and they keep moving in, and then throw the breaking ball anywhere away from him. He's feeling the pressure. Deacon Jones was telling me he's getting calls from Puerto Rico, from the mayor, and everybody's calling him tickets and all that. And it's tough.
That's
really
all you
is.
need with all the media hype to have all the other stuff. 2-0. Came a little bit by way of third base, did Wilcox. 3-0 the count. See Milt shake his head. I think he really wanted that 2-0 pitch. Martinez followed by Gary Templeton. One out, second inning, no score. In there. You know, an interesting thing talking about Martinez struggling. We don't have 100 RBI man in this series. Big chopper foul down the line. This is the first World Series without a 100 RBI man since, oddly enough, 1968, when the Tigers played the Cardinals. Jim Northrup had 90 RBIs that year, and Mike Shannon had 79. Tigers in repose, at least for the moment. There's Billy Consolo. Later on, we'll tell you kind of an interesting story about Consolo and Sparky Anderson and the Padres. 3-2 to Martinez. Oh, what a pitch.
Well, that's what happens when things are going bad for you. The slow curveball, 3-2, was not the pitch he could drive, struck him out. The 3-1 pitch was his best pitch, and he pulled it foul. Watch the rotation on his curveball. You can see he just twists. And he was out in front.
That means he has struck out 9 times already in the World Series. And here is Gary Templeton. Ball 1. Actually, we're talking about the World Series. We should clarify, add it, and make it 9 times in postseason. But he is struggling. Templeton hitting .375. He's enjoying the series. 1-1.
Looks like Gary is looking for the ball. It's inside, and he's going to give the half of the plate from the middle of the plate out. He'll give it to Wilcox until he's got 2 strikes.
Well, he was talking about playing within himself the other night, and he had 3 hits. Ground ball to the hole. Whitaker knocks it down, picks it up, no play. So Lou Whitaker trying to flag it, couldn't do it. And Templeton, of course, particularly difficult hitting left-handed.
I asked him as we watched Whitaker try to flag down this base hit, and that's what he's credited with, Templeton is. I said, what tells you that you are really in a groove hitting? He said, when I'm pulling the ball, and he did that right there. He pulled it, got a base hit, so he feels like he's in the groove.
Bobby Brown, who has had a long series, particularly in the second game, every time he came up, there were people aboard. He had a runner at second and he struck out. He had runners at first and third, hit into a force play. He had runners at second and third and popped up, and they sat him down. Templeton, meanwhile, has stolen 8 out of 11, so they'll have to watch him. Brown is a switch hitter.
Deacon Jones was really doing a job with Bobby Brown, and I'm a big fan of Deacon Jones. Really knows hitting. He says, the thing that you're doing, Bobby, I just eavesdropped and asked him if I could pass it on. He said, the ball outside, instead of going with it, you're trying to pull it. You're strong, but you're not that strong. He said, I'm going to go with it tonight, and I'll give me some hits.
He's 0 for 11. Off speed, line to right. Gibson is there. So a couple of balls hit right on the button, and they're outs. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score.
I tell you, playing polo is a lot tougher than it looks.
Sure is.
And even though the horses do the running, you still can work up a thirst.
So after a chucker or two, we equestrians drink light beer from Miller.
Yeah, light tastes great, and it's got a third less calories than the regular beer.
And it's less filling.
And that's important, because tomorrow we're going to try our hand at water polo.
Yeah, I sure hope those horses can swim.
Me too.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
The NFL plays here, San Diego.
All-world tight end Kellen Winslow fuels the Charger attack as they head into Arrowhead Stadium.
The NFL plays here, Kansas City.
Since taking over at quarterback, Todd Blackledge has earned passing grades in directing the Chiefs' offense.
The Chargers battle the Chiefs. The NFL plays here.
My team plays here.
There's a great story in Chicago, a Damon Pythias relationship between Jim Fry and Don Zimmer. They were kids together. There's also a similar story here in Detroit. You're looking at Coach Billy Consolo. Billy Consolo and Sparky Anderson were kids who played together on the sandlots when they were 8 years old. They went to high school together. And would you believe they were on the American League and championship team that won the championship in 1951. They won it here. In those days, it was called Briggs Stadium. And now they have returned the manager and his coach, the manager and his buddy, Anderson and Billy Consolo.
Sparky took him right out of the barbershop, too. He was cutting hair and brought him back.
A great move. Barbaro Garbey, 0 for 4 in the series. He played almost everywhere during the regular year, and he hit .287. Good man to have around. Lawler walked 2 in the first inning, and he is behind now to the leadoff man, 2-0 to Garbey. Foul back. 2-1. On deck is Chet Lemon. Garbey paid his dues 3 years ago. He missed part of the season with a broken jaw. Suffered when a pitch hit him in the face. Ground ball to the left. Templeton is there. Gets him. One down, and the batter, Chet Lemon. In postseason play, Lemon has 1 hit in 20 at-bats. The hit came in the series, so you know how hungry he is. Breaking ball missed. Ball 1.
He's taking extra batting practice because he knows very well he hasn't been hitting the ball, and he took about 45 minutes extra hitting before anybody else ever came out.
Except you and me. 11 trying to get something started with 1 out in the second. Fastball fouled away.
Well, he's got a better chance against left-hand pitching from the right side. As far as numbers are concerned, 382 against left-handers, 226 against right-handers. That tells you something.
He comes to the park very early against left-handers. Darrell Evans on deck. Second inning, no score. There he is. Foul back. 2-2. I tell you what, when we say foul back, there will normally be a dramatic pause, because when it's fouled back, it's in our neighborhood.
We are right over the catcher. You can hear it, and I mean, it doesn't take much for the...
This is where we are, and he's right there.
And I'm right here.
2-2. Fastball banged into right field. The Lemon gets a base hit against the left-hander, and the batter is Darrell Evans. You know, the other night when we were talking about Darrell and his wife saw a flying saucer in Pleasanton, California.
Yep.
Somebody said to me, don't you realize that former coach John Madden lives in Pleasanton? He probably saw Madden.
Going out to get the morning paper.
To go to the train.
That's right. Had a bright shirt on, and there it goes, a group.
Darrell Evans, 1 for 7 in the series. He picked up an RBI. Didn't hit much for average during the year, but he had 16 home runs. Lawler and Evans wants to have a good long look at Alex Grammas.
They may put a play on, because although he's hit 16 home runs, only one of those came off a left-hander, and Lemon has good speed.
He didn't run much at all. He was 5 for 10 during the year. Boy, he's behind on a lot of hitters. That's a dangerous way to begin. 1 ball and no strikes to Darrell Evans. Tim Lawler. The infield swung way around to first. Nettles it almost in the hole at shortstop. And Gary Templeton way over to his left to fill up the middle. Look where Nettles is. He's almost playing short.
He's got a good hole between first and second, though. Look at it.
1-0.
The expression would be bunch him up the middle.
Came inside on the hands. Darrell couldn't handle it, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike.
Every time I hear that expression, bunch him up the middle, I think of Gus Nyhart, the catcher with the Yankees. Great receiver, not much of a hitter. Once again, the scouting report that said, bunch him around the mound.
So Lawler, as you can see, breaking even with the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the dirt, to the screen. Lemon to second. Kennedy picks it up, and Lemon will hold. It's a wild pitch.
Take a look at it. Right off the left arm. Kennedy was trying to get in front of it. It had to be the fastball because the bounce was one that just came straight back. If it was a breaking ball with the spin, would have come towards Kennedy, but it just went straight off his arm, and now they lose a chance for the double play.
Evans is the 8th man he has faced, and he's been behind to 5 of the 8 batters. 2-1. High drive to center, but Bobby Brown is right there. Lemon tagging. Brown for the catch. Lemon to third, and the throw not in time.
You wonder what advanced scouting does for you. That's one of the things. Tag up and run on the San Diego outfield. The one fellow that they talk about might get you is Gwynn because he charges the ball hard, but the Tigers do not fear any of the outfielders' arms.
So Lemon tags and goes to third. That puts a little extra pressure. There are so many ways to score from third as opposed to second, including wild pitch and pass ball and balk and a 2-out error. So there's a little extra heat on Lawler as he works on Marty Castillo. Lemon bluffs down the line. Strike. So Chet Lemon, single, took second on the wild pitch, goes to third on the fly ball to center. No score, 2 out in the second inning. Castillo's only had 2 at-bats. That was in game 1 against Mark Thurman. He hit .234 during the year, and he had 4 home runs. Lemon at third, 2 out. 0-2. High foul off to the right. It does not appear to be playable. It is back in the seats.
One thing in this ballpark, though, being double-decked as it is, you can't give up on the ball and say it's in the stands. It will drift back. It'll kind of slide back. So it's a good idea to get over there and make sure it's in the stands.
And Kennedy sure did that. So Marty Castillo at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Does this take a curveball away from Lawler with a runner at third? If you're a catcher, you're worried about him bouncing another one?
No way. No. If you do that, then you're really hurting. You got to have confidence in your catcher.
All right, let's see what he does with the runner at third. Fastball, foul back. Well, he hadn't given him a breaking ball yet.
Where that really comes into play, Ben, that kind of thinking is with the knuckleballer, and that's why the knuckleballer becomes a luxury when there is a man on third. But if you're going to bounce that curveball, you have to have confidence in your catcher that he's going to block it. And both Parrish and Kennedy being as big as they are, they do a pretty good job of it.
A lot of people worrying about him as Lawler looks in. 0-2. Fastball. 1-2 the count to Marty Castillo. So we're still looking for that breaking ball. Sparky Anderson watching Lemon come down the line from third. 1-2. Fastball. High drive. Goodbye. batter is Lou Whitaker. Strike. But again, you have a pitcher trying to make it on one pitch. And Lala, with a runner at third, kept throwing fastballs, and Castillo hit it out.
He'll throw mostly fastballs and sliders, and that fastball that Castillo hit, no doubt about it, it was up, and that's a home run pitch.
And it is 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. Fouled away. And under the heading of unlikely heroes, topping the list is Kurt Bavacqua, and number 2 becomes Marty Castillo. One and 2. Fastball high. He started him with 2 breaking balls, but of course he's working on a left-hand hitter.
Remember, the pattern has been set. Tigers jump out, and here come the Padres.
2 and 2. Fastball fouled away.
Lemon was at third. He's watching it, and he sees it's gone.
And 3 and 2 to Lou Whitaker. Lala wants another ball. So Lawler, a man with really only 1 pitch, and he was on very thin ice, falling behind to so many hitters. And finally, they presented him with the bill. 3 and 2 to Whitaker. Fouled away.
When he pitches his normal game, when he's really going good, he has a good hard slider and a good hard fastball. If he doesn't have that slider going for him, he becomes a 1-pitch pitcher, and he's in trouble.
3 and 2. And he's made 27 pitches in this inning. And he has walked his 3rd man. And Williams now, I think, will dispatch a message down towards the bullpen, although there's no one throwing yet.
Well, he's got that middle relief, which has been so strong, but it's ironic the starter has to be knocked out before the middle relief comes in. I'm kidding about it. The starting pitchers of the Padres have given starting a bad name to the extent that hold them to 3 runs until we bring in the middle relief.
Gordon Eads of the Los Angeles Times led off his story saying the San Diego Padres should have their starting pitchers throw out the ceremonial first ball and nothing more. And here is Alan Trammell. Line drive down the left field line. Whitaker is on his way to third, and the ball doesn't come back to Martinez. Whitaker to the plate. Templeton's throw. It gets away from Kennedy. Holding at second is Trammell, backed up by Lawler.
Watch this slide. The reason I say watch this slide, Whitaker was going to make it, but by sliding, he upends Kennedy and the ball gets by him, and it could have been another base for Trammell. It didn't get by far enough because Lawler was backing it up. Kennedy never got a glove on that ball, and many times a runner will do that to you.
The batter is Kirk Gibson. By the way, Lou Whitaker is 160 pounds, and Lance Parrish checks in at 220, and he was able to spin Kennedy, who is 6'4" and 220. 1-0. 2-0.
I was watching where the runner was when they picked up the ball in left field. He was 3 steps, 3 strides from third base, and Grammas never hesitated. So once that ball gets to the outfield, it's a track meet.
It's hard to believe that he could turn Kennedy over with 1 foot, but he did. 2-0 to Gibson. Foul back.
Watch him hook Kennedy, and I think this is one of the reasons, Ben, that he's able to upend him. Kennedy is trying to block it. Now he'll hook his shin guard right here, the left leg, and upend him as Kennedy reaches. And he never does get his hands on the ball. Good aggressive play by Whitaker, which could have meant a base.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3. We told you that Dick Williams was going to have to send a message down to the bullpen, and it is answered. Greg Booker gets up. We have not seen Greg, but he's up now. Big right-hander. And there's ball 4. And here comes Norm Sherry as you look at Greg Booker.
Sherry's going to just merely try to settle him down and buy some time for Booker. Booker hasn't really pitched that much. He's got a good arm. He needs the pitch. He'll sink the fastball or sail it, and that's his best pitch. You see him throw on the sidelines, you're impressed. But Sherry wants this big guy to settle down, and he's trying to buy some time. The base on balls, as always, no defense against that.
When you look at the fact he has thrown more strikes than balls, it's pretty deceptive, because actually what has happened, he has walked 4, committed a wild pitch, allowed 3 hits and 3 runs in only an inning and 2/3. And he can really get killed now with Lance Parrish.
Remember, when we talked about him, it's a fastball and the slider. He'll throw an occasional off-speed pitch, but it's usually hard stuff, and that slider has to be biting as we look at Booker, the big kid who just hasn't pitched that much.
And all you can think back to is the fact that Lawler was trying to do it on one engine. He had Castillo 0-2, kept throwing fastballs, and he was taken out. Change.
There's the change. That's the first one. And you throw high change of paces, and you start to look at the classified section.
Well, he has just put on his reading glasses. 1 ball and no strikes to Lance Parrish. Larry Herndon on deck. 3-0 Detroit in the 2nd inning. And he missed with the fastball.
Ben, you majored in interference and obstruction. I'm not that good in math, but in the year of an election, if you projected how many pitches he'd make over 9 innings, it'd be 252 pitches.
Nice going.
How do you like those bananas?
Terrific. 2-0. Fouled away.
Parochial school, too, baby.
Huh? Don't look at me. I'm one.
Okay.
All right. 2-1 to Lance Parrish. He's got a double and an RBI in the series. Big man had 33 home runs during the season. 2-1. Lawler is not only battling to stay in the game, he's battling to keep the Padres from disappearing without leaving an oil slick.
3-1, 2-0, and they get to shoot those cripples. Bill Maher, one of the great managers I played for, said it's like checking gas tanks with a match.
Well, he's right on the edge of the explosion. 3-1 to Parrish. Ground ball smothered by Nettles. The bases are loaded. And that's it. Here comes Dick Williams. San Diego, like Kansas City, has gone about as far as it can go. We'll be back right after this. 3-0 Tigers, and they're looking for more. In the 2nd inning with 2 down, Dick Williams hoping that young Greg Booker replacing the starter Tim Lawler, and Lawler joining Ed Whitson. Here's the play by Nettles.
Nettles covers a lot of ground, and that's exactly what he wanted to do, is knock the ball down, keep it in the infield, and save the run. He did exactly what he started out to do, much like the hockey goalie, make a save. Don't worry about making the play.
Herndon with the bases loaded. Ball 1. By the way, Greg Booker is the son-in-law of Jack McKeon of the San Diego Padres. 2-0.
If he gets out of this inning, he's his son-in-law.
You might wonder about a grand slam in the World Series. You know, the last one was in 1970 by a pitcher, Dave McNally. 2-0. Strike. Alan Trammell is at 3rd, Gibson at 2nd, and there's Lance Parrish at 1st with the infield single. 3-0 Tigers trying to tear it wide open. And Booker somehow trying to make them jump through a hoop. 2-1. Ball 3.
You think Herndon's going to be looking fastball?
Wow. Well, here's another pitcher pitching behind. 3-1. Ball 4. And they all move up 90 feet. And Dick Williams watching his ball club get deeper and deeper into trouble.
That's the one play that really takes the ball club down, is that gift run and a base on balls once again. 5 walks in this game so far, 2 innings.
Fouled away by Barbaro Garbey. Garbey grounded a short in the 2nd inning. So Herndon is at first, Parrish at second, Gibson at third. All 4 runs charged to the starter, Tim Lawler. Check swing foul.
You know, you might wonder, the man walks in the run, and Garbey hits the first pitch. You're saying, why don't he take a strike? You can see what Garbey's thinking, that he's going to throw a fastball to get ahead of me, and he may not have too much on it. Try to aim it, and I'll nail it. Didn't quite do it, though.
Well, he nailed 5 this year. 0-2. Ball 1. I think the Padres knew they were going to be in a rough time tonight. When they were introduced, the crowd would chant after each name, "Who cares?" Two and 2. The young Greg Booker trying to bail the Padres out of a spot. 4-0 Tigers. Now back. And of course, you can't walk away from this inning without thinking 2 out. Lemon at third. 0-2 the count on Marty Castillo. And Lawler tried to punch him out with fastballs, and as the modern day ball player calls it, Castillo just lit him up. Lemon on deck. Hit to center. Brown. And the Tigers get 4 and lead 3 and chase Lawler. At the end of 2, 4-0 Detroit. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. The Detroit Tigers have jumped on starting pitcher Tim Lawler for 4 runs. He's charged with all 4, so Milt Wilcox going to work leaning on a 4-0 cushion. You know, it's interesting, Wilcox pitching for Sparky Anderson. You go back through the pages to the 1970 World Series. The Reds took a 4-0 lead. Wilcox was a relief pitcher for Jim McLaughlin. And the Baltimore Orioles got off the deck. So we'll see how Milt goes tonight. A 17-game winner. Born in Honolulu. Grew up in Crooked Oak, Oklahoma.
Isn't there Broken Bow?
All I know is it's outside of Oklahoma City. Here's Alan Wiggins. Opened up the game with a double, and they left him, and that was a rather ominous start for the Padres. Castillo looking bunt as always. Strike.
But I think that tells you what they have to do now. You had to take a strike. They got to get base runners, and you fall 4 runs behind, and you lose a lot of your weapons.
No balls, 1 strike. 1-1. I would think psychologically for the Padres, even if they only scored 1, it would give them a lift, because they have never just been blown out of the game. They were down 3-0 for only half an inning. They were down 1-0 and took a 2-1 lead. 2-1. And if they're going to make any move at all, this is the kid who usually gets them going.
You may have noticed that Wilcox broke towards the first base side of the mound. The Tigers would like to take away both alleys if Wiggins is going to try to beat out a bunt.
2 balls and 1 strike. And he lines it to center, sinking for a base hit. So Alan Wiggins is 2 for 2, a double and a single. The Padres can remember Game 5 against the Cubs. They were down 3-0 against the premier pitcher Rick Sutcliffe, and they scrambled and beat him. We'll see. Tony Gwynn hit that comebacker to Wilcox, freezing Wiggins at second base in the first inning. That was a good play.
Hit the first pitch.
Gwynn led the league, hitting .351. Castillo plays him short.
Now that's interesting. 4-run lead, and Roger Craig signaled for a throw to first base. And look at Lance Parrish. They're playing like it's a 1-0 ball game. He's looking for a pitch outside.
And with a left-hand hitter at the plate, they still want Evans on the bag, leading by 4. 1-0 the count.
Let's see if Parrish takes a look at the bench.
Yep, he just did. 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking ball in there. A year ago, the Tigers were set to let Wilcox leave as a free agent. They even wrote him a letter thanking him for his years of service with the ball club. And then 2 months later, signed him. And he's making the most of it and almost got Wiggins.
It's a good quick move. Wiggins went into the back door easily.
1-1. The American League just did not run against Milt Wilcox. He picked off 2, and only 9 men tried to steal, as you pointed out earlier. So he has really improved his move.
And that's good base running on the part of Wiggins. I mean, he's taken a big enough lead to make it close. And again, that's telling them, hey, that 4 runs you got, not enough, pal.
1-1. And Wiggins goes, and the ball is hit into right center for a base hit. Wiggins will keep on going, and Gibson wisely throws it into Trammell. And the Padres come battling back.
And Wiggins had stopped at second base and just kept on going once he saw that ball drop. I really don't know why he stopped, but he made it to third easily. Gibbons had some idea of throwing. When I watch Wiggins, he's got a straight steal, never once looked, and now he's trying to find the ball. He sees it, he knows it's going to drop, and he goes to third. Surprised that Trammell or somebody didn't give him a decoy.
I was just going to say, they've been playing together since '78, Whitaker and Trammell, and if ever a runner was susceptible to a good deep, that was the time.
They could have faked him right out of his shoes.
Well, here's Garvey trying to get the Padres back in the game. First and third, nobody out. Ball 1. Before the game, the Michigan State band put on quite a show. And, of course, both Garvey and Kirk Gibson played football at Michigan State. They had their pictures taken before the game wearing Spartan football jerseys. Oh, good pitch. Slow curve, and Garvey had already committed, and he was locked at the plate. He had to take it.
There was nothing he could do. The book on Garvey is try to jam him the fastball and then throw the bad breaking ball.
First and third, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike to Garvey. At first, Tony Gwynn. Over at third, Alan Wiggins. Garvey, Nettles, and Kennedy trying to shake him up.
Now with 2 strikes, and you've seen him more than I have been, here's where Garvey lays back and drives that ball the opposite field many, many times. Stays behind that ball.
We'll see if Wilcox tries to throw a pitch down and away, maybe in the dirt, but of course you have a runner at third. Fastball hit down to Whitaker. He goes to Trammell to first. Not in time. Not in time, says Rich Garcia. Wiggins scores, and it is 4-1 Detroit. And of course, hanging over Garvey's head, the fact he hit into 25 double plays during the regular season.
He had a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of his glove, Whitaker did. Gwynn went down, and there you see it, and Garvey, to me, looked like he beat it.
Boy, he sure put an extra burst of speed to make it. Right there. So Garvey picks up an RBI.
He's really coming down the line. Look at him stretch out. And all good umpires will tell you there's no such thing as a tie. That thing about tie goes to the runner. Forget about it. He's either safe or he's out.
I remember having people tell me the umpire listens while he's looking. I'd like to try and make a living listening in this ballpark tonight. Trying to hear the ball get into the glove while you're looking at the feet. Nettles walked in the first inning. They pitched him very carefully. Ball 1. And on deck, Terry Kennedy. The Tigers 4 runs, 4 hits. The Padres 1 run, 4 hits. And as we mentioned, it was very important, I feel, for the Padres to score in this inning, and they've done it. 2-0.
It's both sides of the coin. The Tigers, this is the one inning you want to shut them down and say, we've got control of you now. But when a ball club answers, be it 1 or 2 runs, even though you don't take that lead, you are telling the opposition something.
2-0. 3-0. You remember when Gwynn was at the plate and they were leading by 4, Evans was on the bag holding Wiggins. Now that they've given up a run, they're not looking for Garvey to run, and they had the left-hand hitting Nettles, so Evans is off the bag.
And they may just turn him loose, too.
And 3-0 to Gregg. He had a quick look down at Ozzie Virgil. And that short porch in right field. Strike. Might have been a ball he felt he just couldn't pull.
Couldn't pull it. And that's good hitting. Experience in a clutch situation keeps you from that anxious moment where you just chase anything.
3-1 to Gregg. Popped it in the air, foul behind the plate. Parrish coming back.
He played that ball well. He got near the stands, and you could see it start to slice away. I was looking right down at him, and he had that thing. He had a beat on it right away.
So the Padres had their best men, Garvey and Nettles, in a sweet spot.
Notice he got rid of that mask so he wouldn't trip on it, and he's got it all away.
The Wilcox really fighting his way out of a spot. First and third, nobody out. It gets Garvey on a force, Nettles to foul out, and here's Kennedy. 0-1. Terry has 14 home runs and is certainly capable of hitting the right field seats. It's 325 down the line here. Garvey at first, Evans not holding. 0-1. Bill Wilcox throwing nice and easy.
That's the hardest ball he's thrown tonight. That was the best fastball.
Very loose, fluid delivery. Eyes riveted on the strike zone. 0-2. Ground ball to the right side to Whitaker, and that's that. So what looked like it might have been a big inning, the Padres are fortunate to get 1 run, 2 hits. And at the end of 2.5 innings, Tigers 4, Padres 1. America from Houston, Texas. The pilot is Captain Don McDuff from Anson, Texas. The 200-foot-long America is filled with non-flammable helium. 50-year-old George Sparky Anderson is a very practical man, and he was putting the World Series in its proper perspective. He said, my daughter Shirley will be married in March. Win or lose, I'll get enough dough to cover the marriage. The father of the bride. We move into the bottom of the third. Chet Lemon, Darrell Evans, Marty Castillo. It was Lemon who had the base hit that started the trouble in the second inning against Lawler. Remember, he was 1 for 20 in postseason play when he got the base hit. Chopper to third. Nettles is there. 1 down. Darrell Evans, the batter, flied to center in the second inning. It was deep enough to move Lemon, who was at second on the wild pitch, to third. and 0-2, and Castillo hit it out, and that was the beginning. It's 4-1 Detroit, bottom of the third. Right.
They really expect Evans to pull that ball. Nettles is way wide of third. Look at that.
Yep. One ball, one strike. Of course, after his years in the National League, they certainly don't think he has changed that much. He is, quote, a dead pull hitter.
Usually when you walk into a ballpark, you pick one field, and it's usually center field, for an outfield where you want your outs. And in this ballpark, we've already had a couple of them. Center field.
Chopper foul, 2-2. Boy, that's a long way, the deepest part of any ballpark in the major leagues. 440 feet. That's a long distance call from home plate.
There was only one ballpark I can remember where there was really no outfield where you could, and that was Ebbets Field.
That's right. Any fly ball was in play.
Anything was in play.
Ball 3. And of course the old Polo ground.
Oh, forget it.
Was what, 481 or 460, something like that, the dead center.
Long distance car. That's about a $9 cab ride from home plate.
3-2 to Darrell Evans. Ball 4. For those of you who might have missed it, and for those of you who would just plain like to see it again, here's Marty Castillo's home run. Because Dick Williams has gone out to talk to him.
I would think that what Williams is going out there to talk to him about is a simple page 2 in the Spalding Guide to Pitching. Don't nibble, pal. We're behind a little bit, 4-1. You got to throw some strikes. Just rear back with your good stuff and throw some strikes. You can't be hitting the corners.
The Tigers have gotten 5 walks. Reminds me, when you were catching, did you ever get chewed at by the manager for your pitch selection? As if the manager said, hey, you're calling them, don't call breaking balls. Make the job easier.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I just wonder, I'm not saying Kennedy was guilty of that.
Let me tell you, I would venture to say that the toughest thing for catching is not throwing, blocking the plate, is finding out the pitcher's best pitch that day, and more catchers send pitchers to the showers than hitters.
Right. The other night when Whitson was knocked out, it's an old gag, but it occurred again. Somebody said to Kennedy what was wrong with him and said, I didn't have a chance to catch enough pitches to know. 1-1 to Castillo. 4-1 Detroit. In the third, Evans goes a number in front of the plate. Booker to Garvey. So on the play, Evans to second base, and with 2 out, Lou Whitaker coming up.
Sparky trying to stay away from that double play, and he does. The ball's at the outside part of the plate, and you see Castillo get the bat on it, and Booker, he's got a little tough play here. It's not that easy because he's got to throw it away from the runner, and you can see Garvey really stretching to keep that foot on the bag.
So Castillo protects the runner, gets him over, and with 2 down, Lou Whitaker coming up. Lou flied to right and walked, but that was against Lawler. Now he's looking at Booker.
He's about an 85-point better hitter against right-hand pitches. Not about, he is. 230 against left-handers, 315 against right-handers.
And he can hurt you. He hit 13 home runs during the regular year. Fastball fouled away. When the Padres bat in the 4th, they have Bavacqua, Martinez, and Templeton. Evans at second, 2 out in the 3rd. 4-1 Detroit. Game 3. had to come in with the bases loaded and walked in a run. And he walks another. That's a half a dozen walks given to Tiger hitters. Alan Trammell coming up. Trammell walked and doubled. 1 for 1. Ball 1. Allen doubled in the second. Lou Whitaker scoring from first base. He has Evans at second, Whitaker at first. 2-0.
The tough thing for Kennedy, there is really no consistency in this wildness, which can help you. If he's wild high, he's not bending over. If he's wild low, obviously coming through. He's been wild high, low, inside, outside. He's made Kennedy a yo-yo.
And the background for Booker, all the other Padres going from one foot to the other. Ball 3. The sure sign that a ball club is in trouble is watching the players shift around behind a pitcher who can't throw strikes. Greg Harris, a right-hander, up in the bullpen as Kennedy goes out to talk to Booker.
They'll be back on their heels, and you never see a good play behind a pitcher who is wild. And Kennedy just trying to settle the youngster down. It's a tough spot for him, no question about it. And Williams taking a good look to see if his man is ready. He's looking for a sign from Harry Dunlop, the coach. And it's usually a simple sign. Takes his hat off, means he's ready.
So Booker has walked 3. Lala walked 4. And here's Trammell with a 3-0 count. And he walked. Walks given up by San Diego pitchers. Ocho.
Freeman is going to try to break it up because there's no strategy involved. He's just trying to buy some time, and now Williams is going to go out there and make his change if his pitcher's ready, and he already got the sign that he is. Here he comes. Many times when I was playing, the manager would say to me, just go out there, and when the umpire would start out, I'd say to the pitcher, let me know when he's coming, because I'm not out here except to tell you that you're out of this game.
So Dick Williams will be bringing in Greg Harris, just like he brought in Greg Booker, with the bases loaded. And Bob, there were 2 of them. The Dodgers gave the Yankees 11 walks in 1956, and the Yankees gave the Braves 11 walks in 1957.
Harris has a good breaking ball, and he's got a legitimate curve. I mean by that, it's that what as a kid you used to call a drop. It's an overhand curveball. He throws a fastball and a slider, but in this spot, Ben, Gibson's got to go up there saying he's got the bases loaded. He's going to try to get ahead of me. I'm going to look fastball. I'm going to sit on it. If it's anything but a fastball, I'm going to take it.
Well, he was originally signed with the Mets, went to the Reds in the George Forster deal. The end of last year, the Expos claimed him. Then he was on the Expos opening day roster. They went to the minors, and the Padres got him, and look where he is now.
You don't think he was looking for that, do you?
He was going to hit it all the way to Michigan State.
He was drooling.
0-1. Evans at third, Whitaker at second, Trammell at first. 4-1 Tigers, and the Padres trying to hang on. Breaking ball in the dirt. Kennedy can't find it, and everybody moves up 90 feet. The ball hit Gibson, and the bases remain loaded.
That was that overhand curveball.
Now the big curve hits Gibson on the, I believe, on the foot. Watch it. Right there.
If you're going to get hit, that's a pretty good spot. And I mean, the base on balls to hit batsmen, they got to run and no official time at bat.
So the run is charged to Booker. It is 5-1 Tigers. They are one swing away from devouring San Diego. Gibson picks up an RBI, and here is Lance Parrish. Slider missed, ball one. Whitaker is at third, Trammell at second, Gibson at first. So 8 walks and a hit batsman. 2-0.
Here we go into the minefield again.
Bases loaded. 2 out. Tigers trying to blow it wide open now. Ball 3. And he threw a breaking ball, 3-0.
You got to figure that Lance is sitting on that fastball. He's got 4 career grand slams, so his eyes are pretty wide right about now.
Line into left center field, and Bobby Brown has it. So the Tigers wind up with 1 and leave 3 without getting a base hit. It is 5-1 Detroit at the end of 3. Kurt Bavacqua, Carmelo Martinez, and Gary Templeton.
Talking about clubs shutting the other guy down. Keep in mind that the Padres scored their run, top of the 3rd. Detroit comes back and almost scores a lot of runs, but they do get back the 1 run they gave up.
When Bavacqua hit that 3-run home run in Game 2, Sparky Anderson said he must have been paying me back for the time I sent him to the minors when I was managing at Cincinnati. He cut him, the last man to be cut in spring training of '70. Ball 1. Bavacqua lined out to Whitaker. Bouncer foul. 1-1. Marty Castillo hit the 2-run home run. So in a sense, there's the connection. Bavacqua, a veritable unknown to the country, fouling to Castillo, who now joins him in the celebrity court. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milt Wilcox has allowed 1 run and 4 hits. Allowed at least 1 hit in each of the first 3 innings. Hard ground ball, base hit for Bavacqua. You saw that ball kangaroo, but Whitaker would not have been able to get to it anyway.
Bavacqua hit that ball hard the first time right at Whitaker. This time he hits it past him. You can see Whitaker dive, but to no avail.
Well, that's 5 hits off Wilcox. And Carmelo Martinez, who has been struggling just to make contact. 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 8 in the series, and in postseason play, striking out a lot.
That's the pitch they want him to lay off of.
Easier said than done.
No question about it. Deacon Jones was talking to him long time before the game.
Evans, as you see, not holding Bavacqua. 2-0. And Parrish now wants to talk to Wilcox.
Very simple conversation. Hey, you got a 4-run lead, just throw some strikes. What are you trying to hit corners for? We gave you the lead, throw some strikes and we'll make some plays.
Much later in the ball game, we'll have our selection of the Miller most valuable player. The big blow certainly thus far was the 2-run home run by Marty Castillo. But we have a lot of baseball left. We're in the top of the 4th. Tigers 5, Padres 1. Nobody out. Bavacqua at first. 2 balls and no strikes to Carmelo Martinez. In there. Wilcox keeps swinging his arms back. Not that he's practicing his breaststroke. It looks like he's having a little trouble getting loose.
I think it's a habit, man. Watched him in that championship series.
Fouled away. I'll tell you one thing. You look out on the field, and he's not wearing the long-sleeved undershirt. Just about everybody else is. But I guess he's one of those fellows who feels it binds him and bothers him. So he's bare-armed. Most of the others are like Darrell Evans.
He got Martinez the last time on the slow curve. Let's see what he does.
Little spinner. Got him. So Martinez, take a look at this.
I'd say that camera is something. Look at it break, and he just cannot pull the trigger and follows it right into the catcher's mitt.
Pretty good recovery. Parrish goes out. It's 2-0, and he throws 3 strikes.
Well, he didn't go out there to make friends and influence people.
He influenced the pitcher.
He went out to hammer him.
Here's Templeton. Fouled away off third, out of play.
My problems with pitchers never came in a close ball game. It always came in a game like this. They think they got a big lead. They let up a little bit, or they start to nibble, and they start to finesse, and you say, hey, what got you here? Your fastball. Throw it.
I'll tell you one thing. Milt Wilcox should study a little history concerning Sparky Anderson and complete games. We'll tell you why after this pitch. 0-1. Foul back. When Jack Morris pitched a complete game in Game 1, that's the only complete game that Sparky Anderson has had from a starting pitcher in 25 World Series games.
Milt Wilcox, in the great year he had, did not give him a complete game this year as we look at Captain Hook and Roger Craig.
0-2. Fouled away. Bavacqua at first, 1 out, 4th inning. Tigers 5, Padres 1. And Evans back of him, as you see. Templeton singled in the 2nd inning off Whitaker's glove. Little nubber up along third. Tough play. Barehanded by Castillo. No throw, and wisely made. Had he made the throw and thrown it away, the Padres would have had runners at 2nd and 3rd. So Castillo wisely elected to take a bite out of it. And you have 1st and 2nd, 1 out, and Bobby Brown the batter.
It stayed right on that grass, and Castillo could do nothing.
Isn't it amazing? Here comes Brown again with 2 men on base. The man replacing Kevin. Unbelievable.
He hit the ball hard his last time. He drilled one to right field, but right at Kirk Gibson.
You have Templeton at first, Bavacqua at 2nd, and a wave in the stand. And it's a big wave.
Strategy as far as hitting is going to be, if it's on the outside part of the plate, go to the opposite field and pull the breaking ball. Look at this wave and listen to it.
One ball, 1 strike to Bobby Brown. Pop foul, out of play. In seeing that wave, this is an appropriate little piece of poetry. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. That paragraph is from Casey at the bat. 1-2 to Bobby Brown. 2-2.
I think that section that we showed that didn't do the wave must be Padre fans, obviously, because it was really coming around strong, and then it hit just like hitting a brick wall. Stopped.
Templeton at first, Bavacqua at second, 1 out. 2-2 to Brown. Chopper to third, right at the bag, knocked down by Castillo. He falls, scrambles, got him.
Brown not trying to pull the ball, almost had himself a base hit, but Castillo really dogged that ball and just barely got him.
And you know, when you remember the pregame show about Bavacqua saying that he had hurt himself, and Ossie Virgil said, "Are you all right?" And he said, "Don't tell the manager, but I hurt myself." And Bavacqua was just one step from making that play.
He looks like he's running well. Does the half gainer. He's going to avoid the tag, but Castillo, all he had to do was touch the base.
And once again, Bavacqua comes up short. So 2 on and 2 out. And the batter is Alan Wiggins with a double and a single. 5-1 Tigers, top of the 4th. Slow curve, first strike.
And go back to what you said before on the ball hit by Templeton. If Castillo throws it away, there's second and third, no force. Could be a big inning.
And how? Foul ball. Well, we're talking about Sparky and the fact that his pitchers just don't give him a complete game. Bill Scher, the left-hander, is throwing in the bullpen. So this one sure isn't written in stone. Not yet. And Sparky knows it. Brown at first, Templeton at second, 2 out. 1-2 to Alan Wiggins. Boy, is it getting noisy at Tiger Stadium.
And they're also doing kind of things like rotating their hands, waving their arms in unison. It is really something here. It's Halloween.
It almost looks like the ballpark is shimmering. And you can see it's tough to keep the camera steady. One and 2. Little bouncer by the mound. Whitaker getting the hop and goes to the bag. And so the Padres come up as short as Bavacqua did at third base. And at the end of 3 1/2, Tigers 5, Padres 1. Breaking the game wide open, the fact that they have left 8 men on base in 3 innings. Now we should make the point how close the Padres have come to getting back in the game. The Padres have left 6 men on in their 4 innings. And here is Larry Herndon in there. Herndon walked in the 2nd inning. Picked up an RBI for his effort. Ground ball wide to third, off Nettles' glove.
You'll see it just like Nettles saw it.
I'll tell you one thing, he's 40 years old, and from now on the print's going to get a little smaller, the steps are going to get a little steeper, and he's not going to make the play he used to make.
Well, he's going to play him off the side a little bit more, too.
He made that play for 10 years, and they're very charitable, I think, in giving a base hit that time. And the batter, Barbaro Garbe, with Herndon at first. Garbe is grounded to short, fly to center. Isn't it awful when you pick up the paper and you start playing the trombone, trying to get it in focus?
How about the telephone directory?
That's awful. Well, Greg, welcome to the club. Herndon can run when they let him go. He stole him 6 out of 8. Greg Harris, the third San Diego pitcher. Lawler, Booker, and now Harris. And it's 5-1 Tigers. Both Booker and Harris had to come in with the bases loaded. Ground ball, not hit hard. Big hopper, Temple into Wiggins. To first, not in time. Wiggins almost cheated on that play at second base. And Paul Runge really watched him because Wiggins, in a hurry to make his play, was almost beyond the bag on Templeton's throw.
Ball wasn't hit that hard, kind of off the handle. Look at Wiggins. He may have just been in the neighborhood. That was the old neighborhood play right there. Paul Runge was bearing down on it, but he was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's the play by Templeton, and
yeah. All right, Allen, you got away with it. He's learning fast, isn't he? This is his first year at second base. And here's Chet Lemon. Ball 1. The best cheater, and I use the word advisedly, I ever saw at first base was Gil Hodges. Yeah. There's nobody like that.
He'd be off the bag, handing the ball to the pitcher.
1 ball and no strikes to Chet Lemon, who singled and grounded out. 1 for 2. Came home on Castillo's home run.
But he was such a nice guy. He would never do that.
No, it was up to the umpire to call it.
It was so big, too. He only wore a glove because the other guys did.
1 ball and no strikes. Drive foul, out of play. Yeah, Hodges' glove was about as handy as Michael Jackson's.
The one he left home.
Right. 1-1 to Lemon, who's checking with Alex Grammas. Garbey at first, held on by Garvey. Garbey is in the red. He's been caught more times than he has succeeded, but they might put a hit and run play on. 1-1. Early in the 4th, it is 5-1 Detroit, and there has been an awful lot of shaking going on. Properly so in Motown. Big breaking ball, but he missed with it.
He's got a legitimate curveball. And you call it a curve because everybody else does, but that's a drop when we were kids. Those great names, I wish they'd come back.
The in-shoot, the out-shoot.
Fade away, drop, riser.
Two and 1, and they're going to keep an eye on Garbey, thinking there might be a play in the works. Last year led the American Association in strikeouts. So he can get the job done, although he's not well known. 2-1 to Lemon. Good breaking ball. Lemon didn't think it caught the corner, but Bruce Fleming did.
He's got a fastball, a slider. That was looked like the slider, but that big breaking ball that he's got is a curveball to drop. Norm Sherry, his pitching coach, refers to it as a legitimate curve.
Boy, that slider really complements it.
Here's the legitimate curve that he threw before. Look at the rotation on that ball. I'll tell you, that new camera is really something.
2-2. I'm sure we'll see it on plays in football, for instance, when a receiver did he or did he not catch the ball. Did the ball hit the ground? You probably tell with that.
Oh, easy.
Breaking ball fouled away right into the Tigers' den. Lemon again, along with Garbey, checking with third base coach Alex Grammas. The Candy Kid, they called him when he first came up to the big leagues.
He's about to pitch another game over to first base.
I think he's convinced there's a play in the works. 2-2. We'll watch Garbe. Nope. Foul ball.
He's not really making a good move over there either. I mean, some of the times he's throwing like a change of pace over there, and other times he's throwing hard, but it's not a good quick move. It's almost as if he's saying, I know you're there, and I'll just let you know that I know.
I really don't know if he has a better move, if that's just a commercial or not. And there goes Garbe. Hit and run foul ball down the line, out of play. So they were sniffing at it. They knew it was around there somewhere. And Lemon fouled it off. And they're going to check again if it's still on. I know the late Walter Alston used to always say, if you think a play is good and the hitter fouls it off, come right back with it. Well, let's see if Sparky comes back with it.
Garbe checked with Trzaskowski, took a good look. He's got the catcher in the box, 2-2. He's not about to pitch out. If he does, he better have that sign locked.
It's 5-1 Detroit, bottom of the 4th inning, 1 out. And we'll see if they have Garbe going 2-2. Nope. Foul ball. So they put it on, they took it off. Now why, if you try and follow Sparky's thinking, the count was the same, the situation basically the same. Now you have shown it once. Why wouldn't you keep it on?
Well, he may have told Garbe, hey, if you get a good jump, go ahead, when he did it. Now somebody's going to tip it off. Now Sparky took a good look at him. Grammas hasn't done much. Garbe did not check with Trzaskowski.
Not going. And down goes Lemon. So only once in that sequence did they put the play on, and the pitch was fouled off, and Lemon proceeds to strike out. So 2 down, and the batter is Darrell Evans. When the Padres bat in the 5th inning, they have Gwynn, Garvey, and Nettles.
That fastball was clocked at 85, but with that camera, looked like it might throw to second base.
All right, here's Evans, 0 for 1. Hard slider inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Evans flied to center, moving Lemon to third back in the 2nd inning when the Tigers scored 4. And last time up in the 3rd inning, he walked. With 8 walks and a hit batter, almost everyone in the Tiger lineup has gotten a free ticket somewhere in the first 4 innings. 2-0. Whitaker and Trammell have each walked twice. Gibson has walked and was hit by a pitch. Parrish walked. Herndon walked. Evans walked. So only Garbe and Lemon and Castillo. 2 balls, no strikes. Slow breaking ball in there. 2-1.
Quite a pitch, 2 balls and no strikes. Let up on his curveball, but got it in there.
This has been a long inning, and you wonder whether that will contribute to any difficulties for Milt Wilcox or not in the 5th. Little foul off to the left. No play. Hard to believe, as Darrell Evans is at the plate, that 11 years ago he was part of the only threesome in Major League history to hit 40 or more home runs. The illustrious names Henry Aaron, Davy Johnson, and Darrell Evans. And there's Milt Wilcox keeping that right arm warm on a very comfortable evening here in Detroit. And it looks like Wilcox has put on the undershirt. If that picture, that's right, I think so. 2-2 to Evans. 3-2.
Remember Aaron Robinson, the catcher with the Yankees?
Oh, yeah.
He used to call these guys near beer pitchers. 3-2 on everybody.
3.2. Well, Garbe will go. And there's ball 4. So we're getting close. That's the 9th walk. And remember, the record is 11. misses on balls are pretty unsatisfying to the baseball appetite. So I wouldn't be surprised if they finally make the record and they put it up on the scoreboard and the crowd hollers, "Who cares?"
If they don't, we should.
Here's Marty Castillo. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. Nine walks and a hit batter. High fly ball to Bobby Brown. And so Detroit has left 10 men in 4 innings. They should have blown San Diego out, but it's still a game. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. You're looking down at Tiger Stadium here in Detroit, kind of a throwback to the old days. And maybe that's one reason why we've had 9 walks and a hit batter by San Diego pitchers. At least it's worthy of your consideration. With a young pitching staff accustomed to pitching in a multi-purpose stadium, the San Diego Padres, Lawler, Booker, and Harris might be a little claustrophobic here and trying to pitch too carefully. That could be an insight into why we've had so many walks. Ball 1 to Tony Gwynn. One thing, Joe, when you look in the outfield, because they have a wire fence atop the low barrier wall, the crowd looks closer than it really is.
There's the fence we're talking about, and you do feel like the fences are closer, the crowd closer, and the sound here, like it really should carry and does carry.
1-1. Fouled off. For instance, the 370 feet away in left center in San Diego looks very far. It's 365 here, and it looks like about 340. And in right center, it is 370, the same distance as San Diego, but here you feel like the people are right on top of you. At least it's a thought. We lay it out. You don't like it? Deep 6. 2-2. Interesting, anytime a pitcher gets 2 strikes on Tony Gwynn, because he's the toughest to strike out in the big league. Look at that. Well, let's see what Wilcox can do. 2-2. Foul ball.
Once again, his batting coach, Deacon Jones, as we look at Garvey on deck, says about Gwynn, he's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and he can put the ball in play. He says when he does strike out, he really is almost ashamed that he strikes out and almost sneaks back to the bench.
And there you have it, and it looked like a change.
It was. He took something off the curveball.
Can you imagine? He had struck out only 13 times in over 600 at-bats. Look at this, changeup.
There you see the rotation. Remember that on the split-fingered fastball, it's a tumbling effect, and you just saw a 72-mile-an-hour curveball.
And here is Steve Garvey, struck out, hit into a force play. His at-bat might have been the biggest single at-bat for the Padres so far, trying to get back in the game in the 3rd inning. They were trailing 4-0. They had 1st and 3rd and nobody out. And if he hits one, they're very much in the game. But he hit into the force, and the run came over. Ground ball, backhanded by Evans, overhands to Wilcox perfectly. And the hundreds and hundreds of times that pitchers go through that drill way back in spring training pays off. Beautiful feed by Darrell Evans. He just hung that ball for Wilcox. Led him perfectly.
He showed him the ball all the way, and Wilcox, many times you'll see a runner go parallel to the line and turn to the infield, or if he's got the time, which Wilcox did here, he just caught the ball and kept right on going into foul territory to avoid the collision.
Fine play, and here is Greg Nettles. Walked in the 1st inning and fouled out in the 3rd. It's 5-1 Detroit, top of the 5th. 1-0. Wilcox trying to retire the side in order for the first time and get Nettles. Leading 5-1 in the 5th. Milt, as you see, wearing the dark undershirt now as it has gotten a little cooler here in Detroit. Big change curve. 2-0. Popped up, and it's Marty Castillo in foul ground. And there it is, the first 1-2-3 inning for either side tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left. At the end of 4 1/2, Tigers 5. Boxing right after baseball. Cornelius Boza Edwards and Charlie Choo Choo Brown. And over there in Belfast, before a packed house of his fans, Irishman Barry McGuigan fights Felipe Orozco. Big day tomorrow, right here on NBC. Lou Whitaker flied to right and walked twice. Scored a run. Hit it off the end of the stick. Tough play. And they'll let it roll foul. Wise play by Greg Harris.
Oh, he started to pick it up, but I got to believe that Kennedy hollered him off to play because they wouldn't have had a chance to get Whitaker. Looks like it's going to stay, but now let it go. And it just barely makes it. And Vin, while we got a chance here, I made a note. Our good friend, baseball's good friend, Bill Veeck, recovering from an operation, and Bob Fischer tells me he talked to Mary Frances, Bill's wife, and he's watching the game. And we certainly wish him a speedy recovery. Baseball fans across this great country all over because he's done so much.
Bill Veeck is much a part of baseball as a home run.
Yes, sir. So get ready and come out to the ballpark. We'll see you out there, Bill. Get well in a hurry.
1-2 the count. And while we do put things in proper perspective, we'd also like to send along our best wishes to Margaret Harvey, umpire Doug Harvey's mom, who's in Villeview Hospital, fouled away. As we said earlier, Sparky talking about the most important thing is he'll be able to take care of his daughter's wedding with the World Series share, whether it's winner or loser. Every now and then the world creeps in around the edges, despite all the hoopla of the World Series. 1-2 to Lou Whitaker. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-1 Tigers. Brown foul down the right field line. Nice catch. There you go. Oh, the plaudits of the crowd.
Yeah, but he cheated, man. He could catch Moby Dick with that thing.
It's Captain Ahab, and that's Juan Berenguer and Dave Roseman. We saw Bill Sherritt throwing earlier. Strike 3 call. So Whitaker is caught looking. Harris picks up a strikeout. He got Lemon in the 4th. Friends, this telecast presented by authority of Major League Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. Alan Trammell has been busy. He's walked twice, doubled, scored a run, knocked in one. 0-1. Would you believe the Padres have more hits than the Tigers? They do. But the Padres have given away 9 walks and a hit batter.
What was that thing you used to holler on the playground? Come on, a walk's as good as a hit. A walk's as good as a hit.
If so, the Tigers have 14 hits. Get an idea watching Harris now, especially with the good breaking balls, why he led the American Association in strikeouts. 1-2. Kennedy, Babacqua, and Martinez coming up in the 6th inning for San Diego. 2-2. The Tigers got 4 in the 2nd. The Padres got 1 in the top of the 3rd. And the Tigers came right back with 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. So it's 5-1 Detroit. Breaking ball, Looper, and Wiggins makes the play.
That's the second one that he has simply outran. He outran
the ball. He catches that ball with that great speed of his. You can see the ball. Watch it hit off the end of the bat. It's a curveball. He kind of chalks it up. He cues it. And Wiggins, he just simply outruns it.
So the converted outfielder using all of those skills along with that great speed. And the batter is Kirk Gibson. Grounded out, walked, hit by a pitch. Ball 1. When he was hit by the pitch, it was also ball 4, but the ball was dead. 1-0. 2-0. The count. In the 3rd inning, when the Tigers scored their run, they got their run without a base hit. 3 walks, and then Gibson hit by the pitch. Add another. That makes it 10. So we are 1 away from the record. Not a very enviable record for anybody.
If you're ever at the ballpark in a game like this, start to watch the infielders and outfielders, and you'll see all kinds of things. One will be scratching his neck, the other one will be taking his hat off, the other guy's got his finger in his ear. I mean, you just cannot stay on your toes when they're 3-2 and walking all these people.
Well, Lance Parrish will put you on your toes. He has walked, singled, and lined out to center with the bases loaded. So Gibson, with his great speed, held on by Garvey. 5-1 Tigers, bottom of the 5th, 2 out. Wiggins way over to his right to fill up the middle. The outfield just about straight away. Maybe Brown 2 steps off the line in center. Ball 1. Gibson has stolen 29.
There's Nettles now. Now he's just kind of walking around, move in, move out.
One and 0. Just before that pitch, Nettles and Templeton, I think, were calling the pitch. One of them was to the other. See if they do it again. Nettles will put his glove up to his mouth. So will Templeton. Just watch and see if they do it quickly. 2 balls. Yep. 2-0. What you need to know if you're an infielder, especially the shortstop looking in, is it an off-speed pitch, breaking ball, and one calls it for the others. Usually you use his first name.
And with the open mouth, he just opened his mouth. That would be curveball based on what he did on that pitch.
He and Nettles are doing it, not so much Templeton working with Wiggins.
Pull hitter.
And there goes Gibson. The pitch is low. The throw is late and out of his glove.
Kennedy gets rid of that ball in good shape. Not especially good ball to handle. He had something on it, and it just pops right out of the glove.
That was an interesting bit of inside baseball. The second time that Templeton put his glove up and opened his mouth, he was looking at Wiggins for the first time. And that was telling Wiggins, you cover, I stay. The previous pitch, he did something to Nettles. And, of course, Nettles had no cover. He was calling a pitch there. 3-1 to Gibson. Good save by Terry Kennedy. And there it is. There is the 11th walk. It ties a record that is not a bestseller. The Dodgers and the Yankees. The Dodgers against the Yankees in 56. The Yankees against the Braves in 57. All right, Larry Herndon. Fly to center, walk, and a single. 1 for 2. Is a hit batter as good as a walk if a walk is as good as a hit?
Same thing.
So then it really is 12. And Norm Sherry, who does not really want to be called a pitching coach tonight, goes out to the mound under an assumed name.
No question about it. He just wants to be a coach tonight.
I'd like to introduce myself to you. You'll swear you've never met me before, right?
And if people ask you what I do, you don't tell them what I do.
11 walks and a hit batter, and we've only played 4 2/3 innings. You know, it really could be a little claustrophobia. It's a thought.
Especially for Dick Williams. 136 pitches. You figure that we're in the 5th inning and making an average of 100 pitches per game. We're going to have 2 or 3 games here tonight.
Well, it's still only 5-1 Detroit. 2 on, 2 out, and here is Herndon. You have Parrish at first, Gibson at second. And more play between Templeton and Nettles. Chopper foul by less than a foot. Couple of inches. Roseman throwing alone down there in the bullpen. Berenguer has stopped. 1-2 the count to Larry Herndon. Five hits have the Tigers and 11 walks. Remember, the Tigers have already left 10 men in 4 innings. The lost battalion. High pop fly. Templeton out. Brown in. It will be Templeton. So the Tigers leave 2 more. They've left 12 in 5 innings. So it's still a ball game. Tigers 5. Padres 1. Kennedy, Bavacqua, and Martinez coming with all the walks. The crowd, of course, having a ball. If you were the catcher and your pitching staff has walked 11 and hit a batter, and you've been giving us all kinds of wonderful signs, what would the sign be that you would give to this pitching staff tonight?
Well, I actually did this and almost got punched for it. I held up like this. And the pitcher called me out. He said, "What is that?" I said, "The garbage you're throwing. Good luck, pal."
Well, so far they're getting away with it when you think about it. It's still very much a game. It's 5-1 in favor of the Tigers, who have squandered numerous opportunities. They left 2 in the first. The bases loaded in the second and third, 2 in the fourth and 2 in the fifth to leave 12. The Padres have left 6. They've had a chance to get back in the game. So let's see whether it changes at all. Kennedy has grounded out twice, then Bavacqua and Martinez. Ground ball foul. 0-1.
And with Kennedy up there, it would be a good time to say that he's caught most of those pitches. I mean, all these base on balls. So I don't think he's going to go to the dance tonight. We can't count on him.
And he caught a lot, you know, during the regular year. Terry Kennedy was literally a workhorse.
Well, one of the things he said if that little shark guy at first base would get out there once in a while, I could play there and he could catch standing up.
He's always on garbage. 1-1 to count. 5 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. 1 run, 6 hits for the Padres. Big change outside. 2-1. Away, 2-2.
There's Terry Kennedy with his dad, Bob Kennedy, who has done everything in baseball except own a club. He's been a player, a manager, a general manager, player personnel, now assistant to Al Rosen at Houston.
Boy, what a thrill he must have had watching his son double in a couple of runs in a World Series game. Fouled away. Tigers 5, Padres 1, top of the 6th inning. Kurt Bevacqua on deck. His thunder was stolen by Marty Castillo tonight. Amazing sometimes you'll go into a World Series and it's not a Lance Parrish and it's not a Tony Gwynn. It's a Bevacqua or a Castillo. Ball 3.
Think about some of the names. Al Weiss is one that jumps out at you. Dusty Rhodes in '54. Remember that?
Unbelievable.
Single-handed he beat Cleveland.
3-2. And Wilcox could eat his glove. Leading by 4. He walks Kennedy leading off the 6th inning. Aurelio Lopez goes jogging down towards the Detroit bullpen. And the batter is Bevacqua. In direct contrast to the 11 walks given up by Padre pitchers, Wilcox has only walked 2. Bevacqua hit the ball hard twice, lined out to Whitaker and singled by Whitaker in the 4th inning. Ball 1. Kennedy, of course, is never a threat to do any running, and with the ball club down by 4, Darrell Evans way back of him. 1-0. Now it's a turn of Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker. They're passing signals as to who'll cover. The battle within the battle.
I would think with a guy like Bevacqua, you'd be switching. With Parrish, when he was up there hitting, you'd figure that the shortstop would always hold.
There are so many things that never change, and one of them is around second base, where the infielders have a very basic sign as to who's going to cover. They settle it before the game. If the shortstop is the man calling it, mouth open means one person, mouth closed means the other. Oh, good pitch. Another curveball, the kind he threw Garvey, where the hitter strides into it and he's locked at the plate. He has to take it.
There you take a look at Trammell and watch what he does. That wasn't a signal. There it is.
2-2. High foul behind the plate. Parrish coming back. He's got it.
That ball looked like it was going to be in the stands, but it just comes slicing back.
There's no particular breeze blowing. It just must be a draft that has a tendency to blow everything back. As you can see, the flag shows 125 feet high in the air. There's not much wind up there.
Now just watch when Wilcox pitches to Martinez. The pattern has been the same. Fastballs inside and then the curveball. See if he stays with that.
Martinez has struck out twice. 0 for 2. 0 for 9 in the series. Ball 1. Lopez and Shearer throwing behind Wilcox in the Tiger bullpen. Wilcox made 33 starts this year without a complete game. Check swing foul into the lower deck. 1-1. And he's still swinging those arms around. As you said, it might be a habit. I remember Bob Miller, who pitched for a lot of teams in the National League, always have a habit. He'd look in for a sign and he'd pull the top of his shirt. He would do it after every pitch, and he was totally unaware that he was doing it. Robin Roberts used to brush his kneecaps.
All the time.
Yeah.
And then strike you out.
1-1 to Martinez. Ground ball to the hole, smothered by Castillo, but no play. You know, I don't know if we have Castillo on a camera or not. Let's see if we can see him lean to his right, and the ball was hit to his left. That's the difference of the game.
Well, it was a slow curveball, and he thought it would be pulled.
Right.
And he did not pull it as hard as he did. You'll see him break one step to curveball to cover the line, and that's what cost him the base hit.
So Castillo is very surprised, thinking that Martinez couldn't pull that slow curveball. And it winds up giving Martinez his first hit in the series. Here is Templeton. Fastball, line to center, but Lemon is there. Boy, he hit that right on the screws.
That was a knuckleball going out there, and Lemon played it well. It was not an easy ball to handle. You could see it knuckle from here. And I'll tell you, with all the base on balls and all that, somebody pop one right now, and the Tigers could be in deep trouble.
And look who's coming up. Downtown Brown. This is the umpteenth time that Bobby has come up with 2 men on base. Not only tonight, but in the series. Boy, that's a tough load for a guy who doesn't play regularly. He's playing for Kevin McReynolds, who's out with a broken wrist. And every time you look up, he's on the spot.
And tonight, he's hit the ball hard to right field and then hit that ball to third base that Castillo didn't make the force on third base.
And he's 0 for 9. Fouled away.
I'll tell you, he is swinging a little bit different tonight, though. He's trying to go the opposite field, hit that ball outside.
The original Downtown Brown, Ollie Brown, wore a San Diego uniform, and there are a lot of people who still like to call Bobby Downtown and Crosstown and Uptown. 2 on, 2 out. 0-1 to Bobby. 5-1 Tigers. Wilcox is pitching like a man who's almost standing around waiting to be caught. And the Padres have been trying, and all they've succeeded in doing is leaving 6 men on base. 1-1.
This is not one of those games that you show the little leaguer and say this is the way they do it.
1-1 to Brown. And he missed with that slow spinner, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Bobby hit 3 home runs during the regular year, and Sparky's pacing the deck. This is not an easy 5-1 lead at all. Fastball out away.
You hear ball players sometimes use the expression, it's a laugher. This one definitely is not a laugher. It's really, and I'm not being facetious, it's a groaner. Managers will sit on that bench and just groan.
Padres are groaning because they've given up so many walks. The Tigers are groaning because they've really let them off the hook. 2-2. Well, they get a little bit of a break. They turn the runners loose, and they don't have any speed with Kennedy, the front runner. Kennedy at second, Martinez at first, and they'll be going with 2 out. Evans almost on the grass. He's that deep at first with Brown. He's out of your picture. So the runner's ready to go, and Brown isn't ready. In fact, Virgil, I think, was calling time for Brown, telling him to get out.
Just telling him, just keep on running now. You got to score. As soon as the ball's hit, take off, Kennedy.
There they go. And it's hit to left. Coming up is Herndon to make the catch for the out. And the Padres have left 8 men in 6 innings. And at the end of 5 1/2, 5-1 Detroit. Tiger Stadium, bottom of the 6th inning. It is 5-1 Detroit, and Barbaro Garbe, Chet Lemon, and Darrell Evans. Foul ball. That'll give us a chance to give you a little note. You know, Garbe made the first and last out in the 2nd inning. The last player to make 2 outs in an inning, a mighty fine ball player named Rusty Staub. He was with the Mets against Oakland back in '73. Fouled away. It's not much, but it beats talking about walks.
Not much of a choice is right.
11 walks, a hit batter, and 20 men left on base. 12 by Detroit, 8 by San Diego. 2-2. The Padres have 7 hits. The Tigers have 5 hits. Garbe 0 for 6 in the series. Good hitter during the year. As you see, Nettles deep. Foul back. Eric Shaw at the far end of the dugout, and a visit from his manager. Eric will go up against Jack Morris tomorrow. 2-2. Hit foul. Fastball in, and he hit it upstairs. Two and two to Barbaro Garbe, opening up matters in the bottom of the 6th inning. Doug Bear is up for the first time, joining Scherer in the bullpen. Oh, what a breaking ball. Adios.
There's no doubt about that one. It just started for the middle of the plate and nipped that outside corner. Take a good look at it. Watch this pitch. Now tell me the curveball doesn't curve. No way. He couldn't have hit that with 2 or 3 bats.
So you have 1 out here in the 6th inning, and Chet Lemon the batter. Strike, says Fleming. Kennedy was going to ask the plate umpire to check with Garcia, and Bruce said, I don't need any help on that one. 0-1. Chet's a good-natured guy. He's fun to talk to.
Yeah. You know, not that Fleming did it on that, but I tell you, when you do get a close one, you will throw that right hand up and try to get this game going.
Fouled away, so Harris now starting to throw some strikes, and he has it 0-2.
We saw the man that threw out the ball in San Diego, Ed Runge.
Olson?
No, Ed Runge.
Ed Runge.
When Ed Runge was behind the plate, you better start swinging when you left the dugout, because if the pitcher threw it, he usually would call it a strike.
There they are, the left-hander and the right-hander. 0-2. 1-2. One out, 6th inning, 5-1 Detroit. Slow roller, tough play for Templeton. He comes up with it, throws, and safe on a head-first dive by Lemon.
I'll tell you, when he went into that head-first slide, he really didn't slide. It looked like he bounced. Templeton knew he had to get that ball there in a hurry. Here's a real good look at it. He sees base hit in sight.
You know, I've had a lot of baseball scouts say that you actually lose a step when you dive rather than running. I guess they've clocked them. Watch the arm on this guy.
Oh, the way he flips it, he knows that he's got to get rid of it in a hurry.
So a great hustle by Chet Lemon to beat out a slow roller to short. And now here's Darrell Evans. Off speed, and Evans out in front of it. That's a pretty good pitch. 0-1. Darrell fly deep to center and walked twice. Scored in the 3rd inning. You know, Lemon must have been hit in his career. It's been 100 times by pitches, but he must have been hit many times being picked off, because he really goes back holding his head. He's always worried about that helmet coming off and being exposed. Another good pitch.
Another slow curve. Watch Lemon grab that helmet.
I would think somewhere along the line somebody conked him, and it's been on his mind ever since.
Well, it's not a good feeling. Even with the helmet, you get hit. You know,
I love that. It's not a good feeling.
It isn't, man. I'll tell you, it makes you feel like you're inside a bell.
Down goes Darrell. That's another strikeout for Harris, picking up 2 in the inning. And Marty Castillo, who got the Tigers going, coming up.
You would think that the helmet gives you protection, and it does, but you still feel some of it.
And I think one thing that Lemon is doing, he's afraid the helmet might fall off, so he's trying to keep it on his head in case he takes one. Ball one. I've seen outfielders play with the helmet on for a lot of reasons, not just their own defensive shortcomings, but I haven't seen anybody wear a helmet in the outfield during the series.
I mentioned Dusty Rhodes before. I'll tell you one on him in Cubs Park in '54 with the Giants. A couple balls went up. He misjudged them. He called time, came in, they handed him the sunglass tray. He said, no, give me a helmet.
High pop fly, and Alan Wiggins without a helmet. No run, one hit, a man left, of course, and at the end of 6, 5-1 Tigers. We'll be right back. Well, Bill Shearer has picked up for Milt Wilcox and a one-hopper right to Marty Castillo, and that takes care of Wiggins. Bill Shearer on the skinny side from Tonawanda, New York. The Tigers acquired Shearer from the Reds after the start of the season. When he was a rookie in '83, he saved 10 games for Cincinnati. Right. His first 2 years in the Reds organization were Sparky Anderson's last 2 in it. Off his glove, and that's going to take Whitaker out of the play. Yes, and aboard is Gwynn with a base hit. So Tony Gwynn is 2 for 4.
Somehow those good hitters find a way to get on, find a way to get a base hit, and only because they hit that ball solid more times than not. Right off the end of the glove, and Gwynn really digging hard down that first base line. Look at him go, hustling all the way.
So Milt Wilcox went 6 innings, allowed 1 run and 7 hits. It was somewhat of a wobbly 6, however. And so Sparky has gone to the left-hander, and down in the bullpen he has his ace, Willie Hernandez. Garvey is struck out, hit into a force play, grounded out. Lines it to left, Herndon coming over, and it's off his glove. Gwynn is going to keep on going to third, and he's in there. Into second goes Garvey, and the Padres are in business.
And one of the great things that they always tell you in baseball is keep that double play in order when you're on defense, and Herndon, trying to make the shoestring catch, hits his glove, and it allows Garvey to go into second base, so it's second and third. Double play threat is erased, the base hit now, and the Padres are right in it.
So second and third and 1 out. Nettles and Kennedy, both left-handers, coming up against Shearer. High fly ball that's deep enough to get Gwynn home. Tagging up is Garvey. Lemon for the catch, and they're both trying to move over, and Garvey just made it. Why he didn't slide, I'll never know.
Ozzie Virgil was down, but what's his name? Castillo really put the decoy on him, and Garvey was watching Castillo, I would believe, instead of Virgil, and it was close. Watch this as Lemon goes back, and here comes Sparky out there, but Lemon makes a good, strong throw. And look at Castillo just standing there. Do you see hands on his hips? Look at Virgil. He's down.
So Garvey is fooled, and he got away with it. Take another look at the tag of Gwynn. He's in easily. And then the fine acting job by Castillo. Willie Hernandez coming in. And going out, Bill Shearer and the Padres trying to get back in the game.
You work day and night to give a parched land a drink of water. Now comes your time.
To Miller Time.
And Miller Time means it's time for the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind.
Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Good pitching is the most important part of baseball.
Hey, wait a minute. Good hitting is more important.
While we disagree about which is more important on the diamond,
off the field, we both agree that everyone should learn how to perform CPR.
Knowing CPR could start someone's heart that has stopped.
That could make you a winner. For more information on CPR, call your American Heart Association.
Or the American Red Cross. Baseball cares.
And you should too, right?
Right.
This message was furnished by Major League Baseball in cooperation with the Players Association.
Here's the play by Garvey now when he goes from second to third. He's looking at the ball thinking it's not being thrown. Now watch the third base coach, Virgil, and watch the acting job by the third baseman. Look at him.
Well, that's cutting it close.
Very close. Down was Virgil, and Castillo had his hand on his hip like he said, well, no play.
Well, there's a play for Willie Hernandez, all right. He comes in with a runner at third and 2 out. 5-2 in favor of Detroit. And, of course, those brilliant numbers. You know, in the big deal of March the 24th, in the deal that involved Philadelphia and Detroit, the Tigers wanted Greg Gross. But Gross was a 5 and 10 man, and he vetoed the deal. So they took Willie Hernandez. Then the other man they wanted, whose job would have been taken by Greg Gross, they got Dave Bergman. Can you imagine opposing hitters trying to pick up Garvey at third against a man who allowed a less than 200 batting average during the regular season? That's the role for Terry Kennedy. 2-0. What is further as an interesting note is the on-deck hitter. If Kennedy somehow extends the inning, here comes Kurt Bavacqua. He would be the tying run. 2-1. Now back.
And you can see Sparky's thinking he's been waiting for his ball club to knock out the San Diego Padres. They have not done it, and then he needs somebody to, you know, start nailing it down. Here's Hernandez, and there's the rotation. Brother, you can see those seams. 83. He's not known as a power pitcher, but he looks fast when he starts throwing the other stuff by comparison.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Whoa, good save by Parrish. Another run is in otherwise. Funny, they never give the catcher a standing ovation. If Lemon made a catch like that, it had brought down the house. But the catcher, for some reason, doesn't get the crowd.
They expect it. It's just like when you get hit with a foul tip. You think the umpire asked you, he checks the ball.
Well, that's a cinch save of a run. 3-2 to Kennedy. A drive to center. Lemon was shallow. It's over his head, and it's behind him, and he caught it anyway.
Get? I got a Big Mac. Where's mine? You said you weren't hungry. I said that. Too bad, too, because it's irresistible. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this big, mouth-watering... Hey, Lester, you know the trick is for you to talk while I eat. Have I seen that trick? Let's see if you can talk while I eat. That's no trick. Trick? You want to see a trick? I'll show you a trick. I'll get my own Big Mac, and I'll sink my own teeth into it. You just sit there and sit in my seat. You think dummy?
I can't tell you everything Ford has done lately, but just for openers, let me tell you about the doors. Ford's aircraft-style doors blend smoothly into the roof line. They also have concealed rain gutters. This contributes to better aerodynamics, which reduces wind noise and saves you fuel. Better doors are just one more area where Ford is closing in on perfection.
You're gonna love the quality. Ford. Quality is job one.
Here's the great play by Lance Parrish on a throw, almost a wild pitch by Hernandez, and he got the applause of sounded like one hand clapping.
And then what did I say?
And then, if Lemon makes a great play, this place will go crazy, and here it is.
Is that scary?
It is. good play.
Yeah, and how. Look how close San Diego has come. If Lemon doesn't make that catch, it's 5-3, and Kennedy's at second at least, and Bavacqua's coming up. So we still have a lot going on. It's a wild kind of a game. You don't get the feeling, no matter how far out in front Detroit gets, that they've got a lock on it. One reason, the Tigers have left 13 men on base. The record for most men left on base in a 9-inning game is 14. Fouled away.
San Diego, every inning but the fifth, they've had base run. These Tiger pitchers, you know, it's almost like they've had two infields.
Look at that, 22. Wow, that's a lot of standing around.
A lot.
And the record for two clubs is 23. So the next time a man is left on, we got another story. Although, to be honest, they're the two worst records in the world. Walks and men left on base.
What kind of you can't even tell your grandchildren about that. I was in a game where we set the records for men left on base and most walks.
And the answer is a question. So,
who cares?
Yeah, who cares? 1 and 2. Lou Whitaker flied to right, walked twice, struck out, and he cares. To Detroit. Got him on the corner. Boy, Harris is really making some pitches now. Harris came in the 3rd inning to pitch to Gibson, whom he hit. He has now struck out 5. He's settling in. So along with the names Hawkins and Lefferts, Dravecki, now you have Harrison. Oh, a good bunt. Nettles throws. No good. Pull Garvey off the bag.
He made it very, very close, and only a Greg Nettles can make a play like that. To make it that close, that Greg Nettles caliber, I mean, and watch it from the top. I mean, it is almost just a dead perfect bunt. It's past the pitcher. He comes in barehanded, throws on the run. Almost gets him. That's just a super play. Brooks Robinson in the World Series. Guys like that. Woo.
So Trammell trying to shake up his ball club a little bit. And here's Kirk Gibson. Hot one to Garvey on the bag. It's a tag at second and a high throw. So for the first time in the series, Garvey does not hit the shortstop. And remember, since he stepped on the bag, it had to be a tag play at second. He had trouble, I think, getting it out of the glove.
He wants to make the one sure out, and there's where he had a little bit of trouble. It's a high throw, then Trammell slides in safely.
If Templeton doesn't catch it, you folks at home have it.
Right at you. It's a great angle.
Here's Lance Parrish. Walked twice, infield single, lined out to center. Big hook sent him to his knees. Ball 1. Lance just missed being a 100 RBI man. As we said, there hadn't been one in this series, and there hadn't been one since 1968. He had 98 RBI. Popped it up. Garvey and Wiggins, and it's Wiggins. So the bunt single by Trammell, and there you have it, a man left on base. 23 in the game to tie a record. You can have it. At the end of 7, Tigers 5, Padres 2. Now in the 8th inning, Bavacqua, Martinez, and Templeton against Willie Hernandez. We have a new first baseman for Detroit, Dave Bergman, taking over for Darrell Evans. Strike. Bavacqua lined out to Whitaker, singled to right center, and fouled out. 1 for 3. Bavacqua right now is 5 for 10. He's hitting .500. He has a home run and 3 RBIs. One and 1. A little Scroogey down and away. 2 and 1. In 1983, the Tigers were the last team in the major leagues to get a save. You talk about turning an apartment around. Ooh. He didn't get cheated, I'll say that.
No, he was going to play long ball with that one. He was going to try to hit one out of here.
Against a man who hasn't allowed a home run in his last 60 innings.
It was a fastball. He's got him pretty well set up if he wants to throw that screwball.
2-2. Fastball. The old story. You look for the fastball because you figure you can set up and react to the off-speed pitch. If you went the other way around, you'd be left at the station.
All the time.
2-2.
Lee Lacy once said something very confusing. He said he sits on the fastball but looks for the curve.
2-2. And a Scrooge, a half swing chopper to Castillo. And Bavaco was tied up and never got out of the home plate area.
That's what the screwball will do. You start to swing, you think it's out of the strike zone, and he starts to go, and he wants to draw back, but the bat is too far out, and he stumbles getting out of there. And here's a look at that screwball. Watch it break. Just got the bat too far down.
So with one out, here's Carmelo Martinez, 1 for 3. Right. Martinez struck out twice and had the infield single. Remember the big slow curve, and Castillo knew it was a slow curve, and he broke towards the foul line, and all Martinez did would roll it. Castillo tried to go back and couldn't get it. So his only hit is on a pitch he should have ripped. So he's really having a tough time at the plate. Little bouncer down to Trammell. The Tigers are leading 5-2, yet they managed to retire the Padres in order only once. That was in the 5th inning. Now here in the 8th, they've gotten Bavaco and Martinez.
But you can almost feel how they've really come together with Hernandez out there now.
Yeah, but remember, the first guy Hernandez pitched to was Terry Kennedy.
Kennedy, right.
If Lemon doesn't make that catch, look out. Here's Templeton, 2 singles and lined out. Scrooge, he missed. Templeton is 2 for 3, hitting .455. He's had 5 hits in the last 2 games. Popped it up, and I mean up. It'll be Whitaker. That's it. Second time tonight the Padres have been retired in order, and now they're running out of time. At the end of 7.5 with a downcast Dick Williams, it's 5-2 Detroit. Sparky doesn't look too good either.
Honda invented 3-wheelers so families could have more fun together in the wintertime or any time of year. If you want your family to have more fun this winter, see the world's most complete line of 3-wheelers. They're at your Honda dealer.
How far is our Honda dealer, Daddy?
Just keep walking.
Tigers leading the Padres 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Detroit will send up Larry Herndon, Barbaro Garbey, and Chet Lemon. The paid attendance tonight, 51,970. 51,970. Ball 1. Tomorrow, Jack Morris and Eric Shao. The pregame show at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The game should start at 1:25, followed by the doubleheader of boxing on Sports World from Belfast. Larry Herndon. Walk, singled, and popped up. Picked up the RBI with the walk. Fastball hit to Templeton. 1 away. Barbaro Garbey. Grounded out, fly to center. Hit into a force play and struck out. If you're not keeping score and you'd like to look ahead to the 9th inning, the Padres are due to send up Bobby Brown, Alan Wiggins, and Tony Gwynn. And if anybody gets on, Steve Garvey. Two and 0. Tigers scored 4 in the 2nd inning, and that's been the key to the whole ball game. Ignited by the 2-run home run of Marty Castillo. Ground ball to third. Nettles is there. Flip to Garvey. 2 down. The big defensive play of the night was Chet Lemon.
He was really playing shallow, and this is what really made it tough because the ball looked like it was hit over his head and going to be way over his head. He turns one way and catches it over his shoulder. What a reaction he's getting.
It was remarkable body control. I'm really surprised he didn't fall down at least, since that ball wound up over his head and then behind him. Fly ball to right. Tony Gwynn is there. And for the first time tonight, the Tigers are out in order, or another way to put it, they didn't leave a man on base. At the end of 8, Tigers 5, Padres 2, Brown, Wiggins, and Gwynn.
A new idea, like a pebble in a pond, can change the world around it. Technology from a company called TRW puts ideas to work. And when an idea gets going, there's no end to where it can lead. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
Who has vibrant greens, brilliant blues, the crispest reds, an incredibly lifelike sound? Only RCA. Introducing Full Spectrum Television, the only full stereo TV to process 100% of the audio-video signal. All the color, all the sound, all the time. Bringing the magic of life right into your living room. Full stereo, full spectrum television, only from RCA. Technology that excites the senses.
You know what I don't like about dandruff? Dandruff shampoos. I'm afraid they won't leave my hair the way I like it. This shampoo cares for my hair. It's the only one with a self-balancing formula. Puts dandruff protection where I need it, on my scalp, not on my hair, and it conditions where I need it. Leaves my hair looking and feeling good. Yeah, my shampoo's a dandruff shampoo. But it's today's Head & Shoulders. It cares for my hair.
One alien commanding an army from another world. One woman leading a ragged troop of rebels. One girl carrying a secret. All will meet this Sunday in B, the final battle. One will try to destroy our race. One will try to save it. And this girl's baby will be the key to winning the final battle Sunday.
As we go to the 9th inning, Bobby Brown is due up, and he will not come up. Luis Salazar, third baseman and outfielder, will hit for him. He'll be followed by Wiggins and then Gwynn. It is 5-2 in favor of Detroit in the 9th, trying to go up 2-1 over San Diego. Castillo right at the bag at third. And here we go. Ball 1. Salazar 0 for 2 in the World Series. In there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And, of course, the Tigers have an absolutely scary number when they're leading in the 9th inning. They're perfect. What was it, 94-0? Foul back. Then they won the first game of the series. So their record when they're leading in the 9th inning is absolutely scary. Look at that. 95 and zip.
And the Johnny Racer is out on the mound right now. Big part of that record.
1-2. Lined into right field. He got the ball up. He made a bad pitch on Salazar. That ball just stayed up, and Salazar drove a nail through it into right field.
High screwball. You could see him turn it over, but he did not get it down, and the pitch stays up there, and Salazar tattoos it. See him turn it over, and high screwball. Real good look at the rotation. You could see how high it was. Salazar went up and got it.
Now you have Wiggins, who is 2 for 4, and then you have Garvey. Strike. One thing about Wiggins, he's the toughest man to double up in the major leagues this year. He only hit into 2 double plays, and I would guess both of them when he was hitting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. So Hernandez comes right after him. 0-2. Interestingly enough, the 2 double plays, he was hitting left-handed. Popped it up, and it will be Trammell. 1 away. Tony Gwynn is coming up. Our executive producer, Michael Weissman. Our coordinating producer, Harry Coyle. Producer, George Finkel. Our director, Harry Coyle. Technical director, Len Stucker. Reminder, tomorrow pregame at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Game time 1:25, followed by Sports World. Gwynn has 2 hits. He's 2 for 4. And he hits it to the right of Whitaker. Big hop. He feeds Trammell, and that's all. They've got a double play if it doesn't take that big hop. Would that have been ironic to have a bad hop on this beautiful field?
That ball really up the middle, and it carries Whitaker almost past second base. There's the big high hop, and the momentum. He wants to make sure that he gets the 1 out. Trammell takes a look and says, no, I'm not going to throw it and take a chance.
So with 2 down, Steve Garvey coming up. Garvey doubled in the 7th inning off Herndon's glove. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. Garvey with Nettles to follow, if Garvey can get aboard. Otherwise, this one is history. 2 out in the 9th, 5-2 Tigers. I think not only is the noise a distraction, but if you're hitting and those people straightaway center field are waving their hands, that's a tough background out there, although it is far away.
It doesn't help you.
That's the number 1. Like looking at a lot of rabbit ears out there. Scroogey missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Dick Williams is down to his last out. Fouled away. He challenged him. He came in with a pretty good fastball. One and 2, and look at that Padre dugout. That sums up their position right now. Here at Tiger Stadium. Little fly ball, and Lemon is hesitating. He's there. That's it. And the scoreboard sums it up. 2 down, 2 to go. Tonight's NBC light beer from Miller Player of the Game would go to Marty Castillo. Light Beer from Miller is happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Marty Castillo to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. And just to sum up an evening of futility in some respects, 24 men left on base by two teams, a new World Series record. Game 3 of the '84 World Series has been brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By McDonald's, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. By RCA, creators of video technology that excites the senses. And by Miller High Life, the best beer for the best time of the day. Welcome to Miller Time. Remember tomorrow, Game 4, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the boxing doubleheader on Sports World. The World Series and NBC tomorrow. Now the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, Burt Reynolds, and Dom DeLuise as guests immediately following local news, except on the West Coast, these programs will be seen at their regular time. For Joe Garagiola, this has been Scully from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Tigers won at 5-2. We'll see you tomorrow. Pleasant dreams.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. United's Royal Pacific service to the Far East. It's truly world class.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by Hilton. When American business hits the road, American business stops at Hilton, America's business address.
The World Series is a special presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.